Hi, Froggy. I guess it's just you and me here at 6 o'clock.
Hey there, buddy. How are you doing?
Yeah, great to have you.
There's
hey,
Roxy.
yeah, glad we can be on time for the 6 o'clock show.
Fester is.
No Fester. Roxanne's just walking in all smiley. I'm not smiling. Hey, I'm all put together by the way today. I feel much better. I am combobulated. Yesterday I was discombobulated at this time. And
You got some good combobulation going?
Yeah, no, I'm doing fine. This morning I feel fine. I was here on time. Yesterday I was not here on time because I had some driveway gate issues. My gate on my driveway was not working, and I had to, manually, do the whole thing. It kind of slowed me down. I was trying to figure out what's going on here. Why is my driveway gate thing malfunctioning? Well, guess what? I figured out exactly why my driveway gate was malfunctioning when I got home yesterday. I became MJ the repair guy, well, I didn't fix it, so I guess I'm not MJ the repair guy. I guess I'm more like I'm MJ the diagnostic guy. Yeah, I figured out what was wrong. I took the cover off the gate opener, and there was a snake all wedged up inside. And yeah, he did not have a good day, Mr. Snaky Snake.
'Cause you had a bad day.
Yep.
Taking one down.
Oh, boy.
Sing a sad song just to turn it around.
Oh, man, it looks like you got, electrocuted.
Yeah. Oh, how'd you know to look at my Instagram?
I just popped up on my thing right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
He got fried.
I just posted the picture of Mr. Snaky Snake.
Oh,
So-
his eyes are white.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't know how long he was in there, or
I don't like
I
that.
don't know how he got wedged up. I don't know what the story is, but I was looking to see how he got in there. But you know what they say, like a cockroach and like rodents,
Yeah.
they can squeeze into the tiniest little bitty spots, and you might have a little crack under the baseboard, and that's enough for a rat to get through. I'm like, how? To me, it defies physics completely. But if you want to see Mr. Snaky Snake and why yesterday I felt like I was just a little off kilter at the beginning of the show because I was running late. I was not here, at the time that I like to kind of chill and lay out all my material and kind of do some last minute, show timing formulation. This goes here, this goes here. So I was a little discombobulated yesterday, but today I feel good. Other than Roxanne walking in late, Fester Fester just walked in late.
What?
Who
cares? I walked in literally a second after the light goes on. Who cares? We're here.
All right. So, because it. All right. Listen,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, Fester, you look all discombobulated this morning.
I, with the exception of slightly cracking my eyes to drive, my eyes are still closed.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I woke up.
Oh, here we go. Here's the yawn thing going on.
Stop it! You shut up.
All right. So
I woke up at the crack
that
of 5.
is so phony sounding.
It's not. I
It
woke up
is.
at the crack of
All right.
5:28.
Yeah, and I told you last night I have a sick kid, so don't give me crap about being late. I have a sick kid I was up with all night.
All right, so the snake picture's on my Instagram. If you want to see Mr. Snaky Snake, that I had to undo him from the gear and the belt that operates my little gate opener.
Ugh.
And I took the cover off. I'm like, who put this plastic novelty snake inside my gate motor? Because that's what it looks like. And
What kind? Is that like a black racer snake?
Yeah,
It's like a normal.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think it's a black mamba.
Yeah.
I think it's the
It's
most
a viper.
I think it's the most deadly snake in the world, the black mamba. Like in was that Kill Bill?
Yeah.
The black mamba, was that Kill Bill 1 or Kill Bill 2?
I believe it was 1 when he puts it in the suitcase with the money.
Yeah. Because
Poor snake.
the snake was in the. Was that 1 or 2?
I think it was 1. Michael Madsen.
Yeah, was that it?
The snake's like, this looks like a nice place to sleep.
Yeah. Kill Bill. Oh! Yeah, so that's my little alert, a little snake. Hey, so the picture's up. If you want to see what fouled things up, It's on my Instagram right now, and it looks like he was zapped. He's got like burns and
Yeah, he didn't have a good one.
yeah. Take a look. The snake sitting on top of the plastic gate opener cover. The picture's on my Instagram right now at Certified MJ Radio. And if you can, identify the snake. Is that just like a regular garden variety black snake?
Yeah.
Which, they're friendly. I don't think they bite unless they're really provoked, and even then it's not a venomous bite. But if anyone can ID the snake that had the bad day,
Cause you had a bad day.
yeah, go ahead and leave a comment on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That is Certified MJ Radio. To take a look at Mr. Snaky Snake. Now, weather-wise, we don't do a lot of weather on the MJ Morning Show. The typical day in, day out. We're in Florida. You know the season. You know typically how it's going to be. However, listen, if we're about to have some bad storms or, clearly, hurricane season and tropical storms, nobody does radio coverage like we do here on the MJ Morning Show, and we're all over it when we have to be. But listen, the day-to-day weather stuff, we don't make a big deal out of. It's Florida. We all know what to expect. But we have another, line of storms rolling in, kind of like last week. Remember what? Today's Thursday. It was last Wednesday that we also had that diagonal line, and it's very similar. We have that same kind of diagonal line rolling through the Tampa Bay area, and it's like they're saying like 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It'll be the northern counties again, like Citrus, Hernando, etc. And then the immediate Tampa Bay area, St. Pete, Tampa, heading toward Polk County, that's going to be more like 1 to 4 p.m., and then Sarasota 3 to 7. And then it all should be done at 7 o'clock tonight. So, again, heavy rain, but it looks like the squalls and the line, it's going to roll through fairly quickly. It's not prolonged, but you could get some hail. You could get some, potential for tornadoes. Wind gusts, they're saying to maybe 50 on the strong side, but, 20 to 30, yeah, maybe 50. So heads up on the weather. It should be fairly quick as far as the event goes. The question is, will it affect the Thunderbirds and their performance later this afternoon at the Sun and Fun Fly-In out in Lakeland? We shall see. Just getting rolling here on a Thursday. It's a busy Thursday show. Hal Herman announcement. You know what? Let's make the Hal Herman announcement for the early crowd next. Yeah, something's going to happen with Hal Herman tomorrow here on the MJ Morning Show, so stand by. It is 6:08. Traffic's on. Pat's got the latest. Back in a minute. 6:20 on the MJ Morning Show here on a Thursday. Welcome, my peeps and everybody. Fester, Froggy, Roxanne, myself, MJ. It is the MJ Morning Show. An announcement regarding Hal Herman is upcoming momentarily. Yeah, for the early crowd, we're going to fill you in on something that's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I forgot to mention in the opening? In the opening of the show just a few minutes ago at 6 o'clock, I discussed Mr. Snaky Snake. The fact that I was a little discombobulated on yesterday's program because, listen, I was here on time, as far as the show start, but I was not here as early as I'd like to prepare and just get the studio in a condition and, kind of just lay things out mentally. I was late yesterday, not for actual show start, but I got delayed in my driveway.
We get it. You
What?
said it 4 different times that you were late, but not for show start.
I know.
Okay.
But
Fester, you're all over everybody.
Yeah,
today.
Fester's hypercritical today, so watch out for
I'm
him.
just
why
saying.
why is Fester hypercritical?
Did you hear him and
Yeah.
Roxanne
Yeah.
arguing?
No, what
He's
just happened?
crazy. He's insane.
Roxanne comes to me and says, I have a surprise for everybody at 7 a.m.
That's exactly how I talk. Since when do I have a voice like that, you nut
I'm
job?
still working on my Roxanne impression. It's not there just yet.
No,
but
it's
getting
not.
closer. Anyway, I immediately fire back with, hey, all things being equal, I think I'm over your surprises for a while. After yesterday, she did feed Froggy and I soap-laced food. Which
Like you've never had your mouth washed out with soap.
Not lately, lady. Listen.
Lady. All right, large rude man.
So I said,
Suppository.
I'm over your surprises.
Hey, don't
At least-
steal my new word for Fester.
That's a trademarked word.
Yeah,
yes, it's your word, but it's his name now.
It's a community name.
When
Listen.
Fester gets ornery and angry, I'm going to call him suppository.
And it
Listen.
started, you got that from me, MJ, because I was like, Fester, you're being a pill.
If you guys want honest critique, how come we never critique ourselves or look at what we do? I thought at the end of yesterday's segment, us getting sabotaged with, oh, it's dining in the
Listen,
dark, and then you feed
but
us.
it wasn't, yeah.
Then you feed us soap-laced food.
I'm not going to dwell on it. What happened. Some listeners were not thrilled with the segment
I
either.
don't know anything about that, but
yeah.
Tell
Listen,
us what listeners
MJ,
were thinking.
I thought it was awesome.
I know that in hindsight, looking back at it, I was like, oh. That's all.
Is it a tie-in to what we did the day before with the woman who fed her kids soap and a chicken dinner?
Yeah, but actually
Yes.
feeding ourselves with it was something different. I'm just saying, how come we never look back? All organizations look back and critique themselves and self-analyze, and we
Dude,
never do.
I can't take you seriously with your broken headphones.
Yeah.
You look
I
like
was
a
looking at you.
nuts.
Hey, you look like a total.
my broken headphones.
You look like
I
a
don't care.
turtle dip crap.
Listen, every organization,
I like that.
every organization looks back at what they do and critiques and says, you know what, that worked, that didn't work, that worked, and we have such.
Roxanne never picks apart your bits.
I
You
do to you.
doofus.
I secretly text Froggy and do
We
but aside from that,
should
no, I
have
don't. Publicly, I don't.
We
Just
never
kidding, I
talk
don't.
about the show after the show.
All right, where was I?
We're going to feed you soap food today. That's where you were.
No,
Riveting.
You're talking about the snake.
the snake. So again,
Oh, yeah.
if you
Yeah,
miss,
is that good enough content for you, Fester?
If you missed the opening of the show today, I posted a picture a little while ago of the snake that caused me to be somewhat late yesterday getting to the studio because I could not get out of my driveway. My driveway gate would not open, so I had to manually open it, and I was trying to troubleshoot what's going on here. And, I'm kind of OCD, and I didn't want to leave my house until I figured out what was the cause of the problem. So I couldn't figure it out yesterday. I just had to get out of the damn driveway and get to work. So when I got home yesterday, I, grabbed the keys to the gate box opener, and I'm taking the covers off, and I figured out why my gate wouldn't open and why the whole thing was all screwed up. It was a black snake just all jammed up in the motor and the belt and the gears. I'm like, oh, my God, this guy didn't have a good day. But what I wanted to reiterate here, and if you go to my Instagram, the image of the snake is on Certified MJ Radio right now. That's Certified MJ Radio. But what I forgot to mention in the opening of the program is there's an expression that people use. And sometimes when we do some content on the show or I discuss something that happened to me, some people always hit me with the, oh, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what as I deliver it in that kind of sing-songy cadence, oh, MJ, do you know what the or the blah, blah, blah is? Like if I'm discussing something that's affecting me,
Right.
yeah, people have, and it's not just exclusive to me. I hear this all the time. I hate it. People will leave this, they'll either say it or they'll leave this comment in the comment section, whether it's social media, whether it's a news story, whatever. Does anyone have any clue?
It's in the cadence of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. If you're talking about some issue that's affecting you, some people have this auto response of, oh, bleh, bleh, bleh. And I'm sure I'm going to get it. Now that I posted Mr. Snaky Snake, and I'm trying to think, there was someone else hit me up with that as well. Just recently on my Instagram, people comment. My comments are all open. And somebody earlier this week on something I posted hit me up with, oh, bleh, bleh, bleh. All right, so do you have any idea what bleh, 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 or blah, 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 or any idea what it is? Come on. Guys, come on.
Is it the
My gate is broken. I was late to work, and some people think, oh, MJ,
is it the backhanded la-di-da?
No. All right, listen, I got the big Hal Herman announcements. No, it's first world problems.
Okay, of that effect.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I hate when people use it. Oh, first world problems.
I hate when people say it like that.
I have a gate on my driveway, so the fact that it wasn't working, and then I discovered a snake all jammed up in my gate motor, that some people are going to say, oh, MJ, first world problem. You know, I hate that expression. Give me your address. I want to backhand you. All right?
In reality, this is legitimately third world problems where you're dealing with snakes in your gears.
Right.
It sounds like something like, the Marcoses had around their palace in the Philippines or something.
I hate that expression. Oh, first world problems, you know.
Puts things in perspective.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, no, it's not time for Hal Herman headlines, but we have something Hal Herman related for you, the early crowd here at 628 on a Thursday morning. I welcome Hal Herman's mouthpiece.
That's right. I am his wise man.
Yeah, Froggy. Froggy, would you like to...
I'm his ambassador.
Ambassador?
That's right.
Because is he going on tour? So you're
that's the name of the tour, the ambassador.
The ambassador?
That's right. The Ambassador 24 coming up.
All right, so what does Hal Herman have scheduled? What's planned for tomorrow morning's MJ Morning Show?
Well, Hal Herman, he's been a newsman. He's one of the greatest in the world at being a newsman.
Yeah, first world problems.
So, but he is delving into a new little side hobby, side hustle. And I've mentioned them before, his new band.
Is it a hustle or more of a project?
It's a project.
Okay.
It's in his band, Hal Herman.
Right, so Hal Herman is embarking on a side musical project.
Yes.
And, dude, look at your headphone. Hey, would you just look at the camera? Andrew, can you take Fester's... No, just leave it where it was. Just leave it.
It looks like a skin tag.
It does.
It just looks dopey.
Yeah, it really does.
Fester's headphones... Could you just order another pair of your little $6 Amazon headphones?
They're $26.
Whatever.
And
how about you invest in a decent quality pair?
How about me being a week-to-week employee around here? No, I'm not.
Remember the theme song from the Ropers? That should be Fester's dopey theme song.
I
Remember it was like...
Back over to Froggy. So
I'll play it for you later.
Hal Herman, his new band is Hal Herman.
Yes.
And tomorrow's the big, debut?
Yeah, he's going to do about 6 songs tomorrow.
Okay.
No, really, we do have 5, or Hal Herman has 5 songs so far.
Yeah.
And I can play any one of them for you guys. And he can, sorry. And he's going to perform. He wants to perform a couple of his songs if he can.
Wow.
And it's like a whole production. It's going to be a side of Hal Herman you've never seen before.
A different side of Hal Herman with Hal Herman tomorrow morning, what should we say, 7:30, 7:45?
Is it a whole concert or
No,
is it just one song? Or?
I only want to hear one song tomorrow.
One song?
Yeah.
We got 5 of them.
All right.
I'm their manager, by the way.
Maybe I'll do 2 songs. Maybe I'll allow 2 songs tomorrow. What's the first one called?
Well, it depends. I mean, we got choices. We got World's Greatest Newsman, which is a good one.
The World's Greatest Newsman? That's the name of the song?
We got another one called Drunk News.
Drunk
We got
News.
one called I Miss You Goldie Showers. My
What
news director wants to kill me.
What about one off the air because of rehab?
And did you hear about this?
Did you hear about that?
That's
you
the
hear
hit.
Did
you hear about Leas?
So the first release off the album is going to be, did you hear about this?
Did you hear about Leas? Yes.
I'm sorry, did you hear about Veil?
Yeah, you gotta say it like,
Veillas?
Hal insist. Did you hear about Leas?
All right, tomorrow morning, 7:45-ish, Hal Herman live Friday concert
Yes, it should be fun.
right here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, strap in. Early Morons of the News next. Andrew, did you get that accompanying mugshot ready to go for people to look at? All right, you got to see it. We got a mugshot coming up, and it is spectacular. All goes with a Morons in the News story. Next, don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And Looking broken headphones. Froggy has pulled special like music. It's like the Fester stupid headphone looking walk on music. Wouldn't you?
Let's hear
It's
it.
music that when you hear it in Look at You, it fits perfectly.
All right, let's hear it.
You know what this is from?
You said the Ropers.
You blew it.
You said that. You said it last segment. You remember the theme song to the Ropers?
Yeah, it just hit me, and then I pulled it, and I was right.
So, folks, if you're watching, before I get to early morons in the news, folks, if you're watching MJTV right now, or you can go back and watch MJTV, Andrew, bring up Fester's camera. Bring up Fester's camera. Is Fester up? All right. Fester is on MJTV right now, and with Fester's just leave them alone.
I'm showing everybody the range of motion they have.
They don't need a range of motion. They're just sitting off to the side. So when Fester looks into the camera, this is what we all hear.
Yeah. Fits perfectly. It's really dopey and dumb like you.
Take a look at Fester right now.
Do like this. Look at the camera, go like this.
Hey, it's kind of like the old SNL bit. I think it was Rachel Dratch. Remember Debbie Downer? And whenever they would do the womp womp, and she'd look at the camera, the camera would be right on her. Exactly. So, Fester, give me the Rachel Dratch, Debbie Downer kind of.
More dumb.
For you. Perfect.
All right. Perfect.
There it is.
Roxanne's getting and I are being there's a tension between us.
I know,
today.
you guys are fighting in the hallway.
I know.
All right, let's do early morons in the news on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, if you're frustrated, if things are just not going well in your life, what do? Well, I'm going to tell you. How about firing 15 shots into your roommate's bedroom wall? Yeah, there we go. That's fantastic. This is out of Utah. Man was arrested earlier this week after he allegedly told the Popo that he released some frustration by firing shots into his roommate's wall where he was sleeping on the other side. The cops were called to a West Valley home. This is, I guess, Salt Lake City area, after other residents in the house heard gunshots. Yeah, you know what? You're going to hear 15 gunshots. That's how many rounds were fired into the wall. The first arriving officers were led to a 39-year-old man in his room. The police narrative reads, I entered the room and saw a handgun on the ground with multiple shell casings. I could also see multiple holes in the wall. The arresting officer wrote in the booking affidavit, the man stated that he was feeling bad about his financial situation and stated that he misses his child and was thinking about hurting himself, but decided not to shoot himself and decided just to pump 15 rounds into the wall where his roommate was sleeping on the other side. Well, there you go.
Not smart.
Luckily, the roommate was not injured, but the gunman was arrested for investigation of 15 counts of illegal discharge of a firearm and property damage.
How do you not fire into a wall 15 times and hit somebody into the side?
I know, that's insane.
What, does he have a bulletproof blanket or something?
Well, think about it. If the roommate was sleeping on a bed, that might have been at bed level, and if the shots were higher, then the shots would have gone right over. Also, I don't know about the penetration, whether the shots were through and throughs or whether they got lodged in the wall. I don't have the caliber of the gun.
I don't know what kind of roommate situation they had going on, so I don't know about that either. But
that's a total moron. Now, here's another idiot story. It's why we call it Morons in the News, and we have an accompanying little show and tell type item here. You get to take a look at the mugshot I'm about to describe here. And oh my harump. You're going to want to go to mjmorningshow.com here, Fester. You're going to want to click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show to see this mugshot.
Is it a hot one?
Oh, man, she looks like the lead singer from Slade. Maybe a little bit of a...
Slade?
Maybe an obscure reference there.
I don't know who Slade is.
Yeah, probably not. All right, so here's what you want to... Let me tell the story. Don't click on the mugshot yet.
Okay.
But go to mjmorningshow.com when you get a chance. Then click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. It's going to be the top item. This is out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Cops there said they arrested a woman after she claimed that a stolen SUV that she was driving was a birthday gift, a tip from a customer of hers at the Waffle House.
What?
She apparently is a waitress she's like a Flo.
Yeah.
She's like all right, take a look at the mugshot. What could this woman possibly look like? Angela Harrison was arrested, was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle. The Tulsa Police Department said earlier this week, officers received an alert about a stolen white Jeep Liberty. They tracked the stolen Jeep until they were able to stop it at a traffic stop. Harrison, the driver of the stolen vehicle, told authorities that an hour before she was at a gas station when she ran into a former customer of hers, and when she worked at the Waffle House, she said the customer gave her $10 cash and the Jeep for her 53rd birthday that was coming up in a few weeks. Hey, yeah, you know what? I used to eat at the Waffle House. You were my server. You know what? Here is a very belated $10 tip, and here, take my Jeep Liberty.
Some of those regulars are pretty dedicated.
It didn't happen. Hey, what's wrong with As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, Fester?
I went to it, and the top story that posted, and sometimes there's a delay, was a woman removed from West Palm Beach Hotel and arrested for not cooperating with law enforcement.
Oh, it's not up there yet?
It's about like some purse.
It's not there.
And then a woman had a meltdown on Spirit Airlines. Looks like it was for Diegos.
Our websites, the cash contest, we got a lot of things just aren't ready for prime time. I don't know.
I found the mugshot.
Well, but it's not on our website.
No, but I found it.
Oh, man. Andrew, what's the story with the mugshot?
It is on the website.
Yeah, but it's not on our... Why doesn't it show up on our computers?
I don't have an answer for that. Keep asking management.
Nice.
Okay,
Dude,
straight and direct.
Andrew's all ornery this morning.
Right to the point.
Yeah.
We could take a breath in the middle of words occasionally, Andrew.
No, Andrew, I like your delivery.
I don't know. Take a management. I don't know.
Anyway, the mugshot of this woman is just... This is going to give you those tingly sensations.
It gives me
Is it?
Yeah, when you see...
This visual SMR?
She's like a
VSMR?
catcher's mitt
She
with a
looks-
hat,
Did
with
you-
a wig.
A catcher's mitt with a wig.
Did you just say that? She looks like a catcher's mitt with a wig?
Look at her.
She does.
Dude,
You can see her behind home plate.
she's withered.
That has got to be the worst excuse for why you're driving a stolen vehicle. Oh, yeah, I ran into a former Waffle House customer, and they gave me this Jeep Liberty as a tip and a birthday gift.
My buddy was a Outback bartender for years, and one of his regulars gave him a car.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Get out of it. Really?
I swear to God. Years ago.
Which Outback? The one up on Northdale Mabry?
Citrus Park.
Oh, Citrus Park. Wow.
So, he had his regulars, but they were friends.
What kind of car was it?
I forget.
Was it like a used car?
Yeah,
or
it was a
new
used car, but he didn't have a car, and they were talking about it, and they were like, just take ours. I don't know.
I had a friend who had a buy here, pay here lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to see him one day. We had lunch together, and then as we got back to the lot, there was a guy who brought a girl that he just met in the strip club, and he was buying her a car.
Really?
Yes. We're just sitting back. It was great. She
Wow.
didn't look anything like this.
She's a good saleswoman.
She knew how to promote the products.
And hopefully it is up on mjmorningshow.com and as heard on the MJ Morning Show, and you can see the mugshot of Angela Harrison, who is just a delight to look at.
She's a peach.
Catcher's mitt with a wig.
All right, hold on now. This lady,
You're out.
Oh, she's
this lady
definitely
had a
out.
big plate of waffles and some hash browns covered and smothered. She'd look a lot better.
I don't know, man. I don't want her handing me food.
Can you imagine
Yeah,
that?
she looks like a gargoyle. Ugh. Gross.
All right, there we go. Early morons in the news. I have a couple of other lingering items I want to get to when we get back. If you are a real estate agent, this is a Florida story. If you're a real estate agent and you do open houses, you're going to want to hear what I have next. Stand by. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you're air conditioning... Since 7:01 here on a Thursday. Again, the weather is going to get nasty a little later. You know, a quick line running through again. It's just like last Wednesday. It's like, you know, a week later, except, you know, this is Thursday, but just like last week, we had that diagonal line roll through. Same kind of deal. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., you're going to have problems up in Citrus County. Just listen, heavy winds and, you know, squalls and heavy rain, maybe, you know, hail, maybe a little tornado, you know, a little swirl in action. Listen, I don't think it's likely, but, you know, certainly it's possible. Then 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., more of the immediate Tampa Bay area like St. Pete, Tampa, then out toward Polk County, and then southern counties a little later on because it's that diagonal that's going to hit the northern counties first, and then also like a coastal flood warnings in effect to, you know, the typical areas in the immediate Tampa Bay area. So heads up. It should all be done by late afternoon, early evening, you know, 7 p.m. You know, the question is, you got the Sun and Fun Flying going on, and the Thunderbirds is supposed to perform today, but I think they're not supposed to be until like 4:30, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, hopefully the weather will be gone by then, and I think there's a good shot that it will be. So hopefully the T-Birds, that's like almost back-to-back T-Birds. Thunderbirds did MacDill Air Force Base Easter weekend for the air show there, and now at you know, the Lakeland Airport. You know, the Linder, right? Lakeland, yeah.
The Lakeland Linder Airport.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to say, right?
Fun and Sun Flying.
Yeah, well, that's it.
It's a big event. Have you ever been?
You know what? I've never been to Fun and Sun, or Sun and Fun and Sun, Sun and Fun. What is it?
I heard it's fun. I heard it's fun.
I've heard it can be sunny except for today. No, but you know, the deal is with the Sun and Fun Flying, they get like over 3,000 airplanes coming in for this event. And you know what's amazing? I think this is accurate, that the Lakeland Airport becomes one of the busiest airports in the world this week with the number of landings and takeoffs and the number of airplanes. I hope it all stays safe because, you know, every year there seems to be, you know, somebody, you know, or, you know.
That many planes.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
A lot of them are experimental.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are like 100 years old. I think the Wright brothers are there this year. So, now, hopefully there'll be no mishaps, no crashes. You know, you get a couple of 100,000 visitors. You get, you know, over 3,000 aircraft in and out. You know, it's really a huge event at the Sun and Fun Fly-In. So hopefully for the 6-day event, it is a completely safe year for the Sun and Fun Fly-In. All right, a couple of things we got to get to. Cash Kitty is back in less than an hour. So it is now 7:04, almost 7:05. Cash Kitty comes back at 8 o'clock. We'll give you the next word for you to text or enter on our website or app, the Cash Kitty, and you're shot to win $1,000. The first time today happens at 8 a.m., so less than an hour from right now. And then it will also occur at 10 a.m., right after the morning show, then noon, 3, and 5 p.m. I have a Lunchable story, which I had in the pile yesterday, and I just didn't get around to it, but it is important. I do have a real estate warning here. This is a bizarre story. So a little heads up, especially for women who are real estate agents with open houses. And we've had stories over the years where there have been some issues and there have been some attacks or assaults. Just, you know, obviously be very careful if you're a female real estate agent and you're doing an open house and you're alone and, you know, some creepy guy comes in. Listen to this one. This is here in Florida. This is over in Flagler County, over on the other side of the state. North. Flagler County is what?
St. Augustine?
Yeah, sort of that area, right? Yeah. So a real estate agent was assaulted while setting up for an open house last weekend. This is, you know, the Palm Coast, Flagler County area.
Just below St. Augustine.
Yeah, the sheriff's office in Flagler, they responded to a home after a woman called 911 and told the operator that she was just assaulted. When the deputies arrived, the woman said that this elderly man was driving up and down the street as she's like getting ready for the open house, the guy was driving back and forth numerous times and then, opened the window, was smiling and waving at her, apparently. Then he stopped the car after driving back and forth a couple of times. This guy stops in front of the open house, right? And the real estate agent said that, yep, the house will be ready to view in about 20 minutes or so. The real estate agent then walked inside the home after encountering the man out in the front yard while he was driving by. The man, 78-year-old Carlos Da Silva, got out of his car, followed her into the open house, which was not going to be technically open for another 20 minutes, and started peppering her with all kinds of questions about the house and this and that and, real estate questions. And then De Silva says to her, it's not very safe for you to be all alone in an open house.
He knows.
Then he goes to shake her hand and then grabs her hand tightly and then yanks her in. The hand, the grip, the arm, and then pulls her in close to him. And then starts kissing her.
Oh.
And kissing her
assault.
neck and what's going on here?
Mm.
Anyway, the woman was able to break free. She called 911. She told police that this 78-year-old Da Silva held her tight. This is in the police report. Held her tight in his arms to the point where she was not able to free herself, or he wasn't able to, or she wasn't able to break free of this guy. And then he finally left.
What a creep.
And then Mr. Creepo took one of her business cards and said, "Hey, let's talk soon." What the?
Oh.
What is going? So the cops, they obviously had a bolo for the guy's vehicle, and they found him on the road. They pulled him over, and then he said, "Oh, I wasn't in that part of town that day." But then apparently they found the agent's card in his car, the real estate card. It's like, dude, the jig is up, you idiot.
The evidence.
So, oh my, is that not creepy?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure stuff not to that degree, but stuff like that happens more often than we realize.
But you got a 78-year-old grandfather creepo over here. What the hell? That's nuts. I wasn't in that part of town. Anyway, they got the car description, and he's got the real estate agent's card in his car. Oh, yeah, I guess you weren't just there. I am very disturbed by this. Now it's Lunchables?
What's wrong with Lunchables?
Lead.
Oh, Ledibles?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I'll eat a
boy.
Ledible.
Tell you what, there was a phase where my kids, all they wanted was Lunchables.
Mine too.
Yeah, we'd be, heading out to dinner somewhere, bringing the kids, and we'd have to stop at Circle K or 7-Eleven or what to roll in and get a Lunchables, to stop them from whining,
I didn't know they could make lead so delicious. I mean, what's the big deal?
Here's the deal. Yeah, I had this in the pile yesterday, and I feel a little guilty because what if someone else ingested a Lunchable with lead, and I could have waved them off with yesterday's report.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could have saved a life.
Yeah, better late than never. All right, here's the deal. Lunchables, the prepackaged boxes of, crackers and cheese and deli meat, and do they put a Go-Gurt in there too sometimes, or?
Not a Go-Gurt. That won't last, but they'll put a Snickers bar in
Or
there.
whatever.
I see Oreos.
Whatever they put in there.
Yeah, Oreo.
Yeah, apparently, according to Consumer Reports, not the healthiest options. Consumer Reports says that, they contain troublesome levels of lead and sodium.
Grew up on those things. Give me a break.
Yeah, well, look at your brain development issues.
What do you mean by that? I don't know what the Lunchable.
It's the lead.
Consumer Reports, they tested Lunchables made by Kraft Heinz, as well as other similar lunch and snack kits from other companies, and they found cause for concern. There's a lot to be concerned about these food kits, according to Amy Keating, who's a registered dietitian over at Consumer Reports. They're highly processed, and regularly eating processed meat, a main ingredient in these products, has been linked to increased risks of cancers. None of the kits exceeded legal or regulatory limits, but 5 of 12 tested would expose someone to 50% or more of California's maximum allowable amount of lead. Why the hell would there be lead in a Lunchable?
In case you want to write with your piece of salami.
And in case you forgot your number 2 pencil that day.
Guys, there's no lead in a. It's graphite.
I know that is.
We just
No,
The
it's
old
real
days,
lead.
yeah.
Real lead.
Yeah.
we just make jokes.
You know, they ought to come out with new leadables.
MJ,
You know, instead of Lunchable, a leadable.
okay,
Yes.
Edible edibles.
Yeah.
is this clickbait?
Probably.
It exceeds no government standard, and they're using the strictest, most wacko
Right.
state standards
Yeah.
in the first place.
Yeah, California's got some wacko stuff. You know, I'll get like a new TV or something, or
Right.
I'll get a new blender for the house, and there's a warning label on the box that this blender contains chemicals known to the state of California. I'm not eating the freaking blender. I'm not eating my television set. I'm not. Just next time you buy a product or something, just take a look at how many products out there have that little California warning sticker. But no, you're right. California has this, what is it, Proposition, I think, imbecile or something.
Yeah.
It's some proposition and out in California, and that's why we have these labels all over, goods sold across the country that this item has chemicals known to cause whatever by the state of California. And it's like, I'm not eating, the freaking extension cord here, okay? Yeah, I see that all the time. Anyway, is it a little bit of clickbait? Is it? Does it exceed? It doesn't exceed legal limits, but what Consumer Reports is saying is that some of the Lunchables and other little snacky food kits, that they exceed the amount of lead that they would like to see. So I don't think they want to see any lead, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think 0 lead is the goal.
I like lead-free salami. What about you?
No way.
Lead-free bologna. My bologna has a first name. It's Lead.
Yes. You know those little peppercorns they sometimes put in
You know
salami?
what? I shouldn't disparage Oscar Mayer because this is Lunchables are a craft.
Craft
But
product.
doesn't Oscar Mayer make a kid as well?
I
Don't
think-
they make a kid? I think
They
they
all
do.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple different. And then there's like the cheap knockoff ones by Hormel that you give your kid if you don't love them that much. No, I'm kidding. They're good. They're good.
It's 7:14 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back in minutes, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. I posted a picture on my Instagram, and we talked about it yesterday, and I got somebody complaining. I got somebody calling me out over the lawn care homicide photo. And you're saying, what? Lawn care homicide? Yeah, if you missed the story, it was later in the show yesterday, but I've got a response that I got to read here in just a bit. I've got some really interesting listener email we'll get to. Oh, and speaking of like foods and snacks, did you see the grilled cheese story?
Yeah.
All right, there is no way. I don't get this. I went back and reviewed my grilled cheese inventory over the last year, and this makes no sense to me. If you like grilled cheeses, hold on. You have got. Oh, wait a sec. Oscar Mayer. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer is Kraft Heinz.
I just got about 5 text messages from
Wow.
Big Processed Meat. And they're like, same company. Oscar Mayer's a subsidiary
Of Kraft Heinz.
yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's one and the same.
Nice, best.
All right. 7:15 MJ Morning Show. Trust me, you do not want to miss the next hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. There's a lot of stuff to keep you entertained next here on Q105. Stand by. way. Or as Peter from the Family Guide would say, no freaking way. No way. The grilled cheese item, not even possible, at least for me. I don't even see how it's possible for, well, hang on. I'll give you the grilled cheese information in just a matter of moments. 7:26 here at the MJ Morning Show. Hey, quick little update. Yesterday morning, kind of around this time, we had the chief of police on, City of Tampa, Lee Burkaw, talking about the incident right next to Armature Works on, what was that, Tuesday, and an arrest was made. He said on our show yesterday that they thought that there would be an arrest, and there was yesterday afternoon. I mean, this is just a sad situation. This kid's off to a great start. This kid's going to be a real winner in life. Gabriel C. Katui, or I don't know, C. You know when you see a last name that you've never seen before in your entire life? How the hell do you pronounce Catui? Katui?
Sounds good.
Katui?
Say it fast.
I don't. Gabriel C. Catui, 17 years old.
Yeah, Katui.
Yeah,
sounds
son,
right.
what a fine start you're off. Why is a 17-year-old running around with a gun? There was like a disagreement, and he starts shooting at someone, and then you had innocent bystanders get hit. Luckily, everyone's going to recover. No serious injuries. Nobody lost their life, but it could have been a whole different situation after this Tuesday shooting right near Armature Works. I mean, what a awful story, awful situation. So one teen has been arrested, and TPD is still looking for another one on the run. They know who you are. You can run, but you cannot hide. Second suspect. All right, so that's the update. So TPD, they kind of closed this case, or they got this thing solved pretty quickly to find the perps involved. So one perp arrested, and I'm sure it's just a matter of time before they reel in the other degenerate putts. All right, on to grilled cheeses here at 7:29.
When was the last time you had a grilled cheese sandwich?
Well, that's part of my discussion here. Do I like a great grilled cheese sandwich? Oh, yes, I do.
Who doesn't? Yeah, right.
I do. I love a grilled cheese sandwich, but in my culinary repertoire, there's not a lot of grilled cheese sandwich consumption. You know, Chloe has had me, I make a mean grilled cheese. And I'll tell you right now, we have typically Boar's Head white American cheese in the fridge. You know, Michelle likes the Publix sourdough. You know, the one they bake at the bakery?
Yeah.
I think it's par baked. I think it's a frozen product that then they and it's good. The Publix sourdough in the bakery, the ones that they bag and label, it's a good bread. You take a couple of slices of that sourdough, you slather it in butter, you put the Boar's Head white American grilled cheese right in the middle, and then you put it in a frying pan, you know, with butter in, and you cook it, you melt that cheese, you get the nice browning and the crispiness on that sourdough. Oh, Chloe loves my grilled cheeses. But I love a grilled cheese, but there's no way that I eat this many grilled cheeses. New research is out. The average American eats 36 grilled cheese sandwiches a year? No freaking way. I don't.
If you have kids, you're gonna be more likely probably to have them because
Yeah,
my kids tear them up.
Yeah, if your kids
So
eat
I'll
them,
have one.
if your kids eat them, then you eat the leftovers. That's what I
Fester,
find.
do you eat 36 grilled cheese sandwiches a year?
That's about 1.5 every other week. No,
No.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, grilled cheese might be a once every 6 week thing.
A new state-by-state survey. Now, this is what's important in life, is a survey about grilled cheese sandwiches.
Right?
A new state-by-state survey of 5,000 American adults finds that A single average person eats 36 grilled cheese sandwiches per year. And that is enough to fill nearly 900 Olympic-sized swimming pools with grilled cheese sandwiches.
All right. I'm more interested in that because I would love to jump into a pool of grilled cheese sandwiches.
If everyone in the nation's population were to eat the average amount in a year, it would be enough to cover 29,180 football fields with grilled cheese sandwiches. Because you know what? When I think of grilled cheese volume, I think of covering football fields with grilled cheese sandwiches to the tune of 29,000 football fields. All right, Fester, when's the last time you had a grilled cheese sandwich?
All right, well, that's not fair because I had a couple this week.
Oh,
But I haven't had them in a while.
Right, all right.
I think Tuesday night, was it Monday or Tuesday night? Dinner was grilled cheese sandwiches.
You know what?
That was dinner.
That was it. Grilled cheese
But you
sandwiches.
know what?
And I offered them soup, and they're like, "We don't want soup." I was like, "Fine, eat the sandwich."
tomato soup.
You
No
know
tomato.
what?
I offered it.
Hang on a sec. We got a tornado thing or something here. Let me.
Oh no.
Yeah, let me see what I just see a weather alert. Hold on. Back to grilled cheeses in just a matter of moments here. But first, what do we have here? The National Weather Service, I'm reading the scroll, has issued a tornado watch. A watch for Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, Polk, coastal waters from Englewood to Tarpon, out 20 nautical miles, and Tampa Bay waters beginning at 7:30. That was 3 minutes ago, and ending at 3 p.m. So a tornado with the big system rolling in, you're going to have a tornado watch in effect starting just minutes ago from the National Weather Service, Ruskin. So heads up on that. All right, now back to grilled cheeses.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had grilled cheeses probably either Monday or Tuesday night.
Hey, Andrew, remember to edit that out for the best of. We don't need the
Right,
tornado.
yeah, I won't
All
make that mistake
Yeah,
again.
make that note. Would you put?
Okay.
Yeah, yes, Andrew.
Yeah. When you have your grilled cheese, Fester, do you squish them down real small, real thin?
No. Actually, I want to
Yeah,
keep
he sits on him.
All right. That's funny. That's really funny. But no. Some people serve that super flat grilled cheese. I like to have the thickness and the integrity of the bread hold up as much as I can.
So you like
Wow.
nice air pocketing on the bread without a squish.
I'll tell you right now,
Yeah.
one of the biggest fights my wife and I had
Yeah.
was over grilled cheese sandwiches.
And
if you call her right now,
what occurred,
if you called her right now,
right?
I bet she could remember the thing that I did to the grilled cheese sandwich that I served to her that she just exploded on me.
Ew. Oh.
Like, well, that was-
Okay, I'll tell you what.
I don't know. No pre-prep here.
I will take your offer right here, and I will call Allison right now. Allison Fester's wife.
It was a huge issue.
All right, and then we'll finish up with the grilled cheese breaking news here.
All over grilled cheese. Is there more breaking news besides Americans eat 39 a year? Or 36, or whatever the number is?
Well, there are a couple other details.
Hello?
Allison, it is the MJ Morning Show calling live. Good morning.
Hey there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Allison, Fester's bride. Now, Allison, are you listening to the show?
Yes, and I'm dying to know what I did because I, for the life of me, can't think
Okay.
of
Oh,
it.
good job.
Hold on.
Fester.
Hold on.
hold on.
Fester just said that if I called you regarding grilled cheese, that you would remember some horrific blowout that you guys had.
Allison,
Give me a hint.
first wife of mine. Do you remember you just yelling at me over a particular way that I prepared the grilled cheese sandwich?
Oh, gosh. Yes. Disgusting.
You told me. You told me.
Mayonnaise.
You said never, ever, like 10
Oh,
evers.
let me guess.
What?
You put mayonnaise on it.
No, even worse.
That's what she just said,
His
didn't she?
butter, he uses mayonnaise as like the butter agent to make it crispy,
Ew.
and it tastes disgusting.
Okay, I didn't use mayo in the sandwich. I used
No.
mayo on the sandwich
To
On
grill
the
it.
bread to crisp it up.
to grill it.
Okay, question for you. What kind of mayonnaise?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Hellman's
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
Dukes,
Dukes.
whatever we had at
Dukes
home.
or Hellman's are fine.
But you take mayo and you put it on the outside smear instead of butter or margarine or whatever you use. It gives a totally different crispiness.
You know what? I think
Not like a gross crispiness.
I think you mentioned that some years ago. I think you've brought that up. That's why, I was thinking as well.
But it wasn't in the sandwich, but it was on the
Yeah.
outside. And
All
Allison's like, "What did you do to this?" I'm like, "I don't know."
And did you refuse to eat it, Allison?
Yeah, I did. It was really gross.
Ugh, all right. Yeah, just butter, just good. Make sure you got butter spread on the outside of the bread. Then you have butter that's just sizzling in the pan, and you drop the bread in. You get that the crispness, the browning on that. I'm telling you. All right, Allison. Thank you.
Okay, talk to you later.
Bye-bye. All right, so average American eats 36 grilled cheese sandwiches a year, according to this new survey. There is no way. I don't know if I had more than a part of one grilled cheese sandwich in the whole last year. Now, I've made a couple for Chloe, and I think I might have cut off a sliver, but I have not had a full grilled cheese myself in a long time. And you know what? As I sit here, I don't know why. Because grilled cheeses, the way I describe them, with the sourdough bread, the buttered outside, the white American cheese, the drip, the crisp, the drip. I mean, they're delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the matter with me? Why aren't I eating more grilled cheese sandwiches? But think about this, folks. Do you eat 36 grilled cheese sandwiches a year? That sounds like a ridiculously high number.
I think I've ordered a grilled cheese one time this entire year, but I'll eat my kids' grilled cheese. But you know what we did when we were growing up all the time? We would have once a week. It's kind of grilled cheesy, but it would be a tuna melt. So
I like
no,
those.
Tuna
no,
salad.
No, a tuna melt is not a grilled cheese.
well,
It's still delicious.
it's still yummy, and it's if you're like, you know what, I want to do grilled cheeses more often, but there's no protein, then slop on some tuna salad and a tomato.
But, there's sort of a culinary rule that you don't add cheese to seafood.
I've heard you say that before.
You don't add cheese to fish.
Well, go through Culver's and have their fish sandwich with an extra dose of cheese on it. I get double cheese on it, and it's amazing.
Yeah, tell it to McDonald's and the filet o fish
Yeah.
with
I
half a
get
slice
it.
of cheese.
I know.
And I'm telling you, these once a week tuna melts that we had growing up, they were amazing. I probably have mercury poisoning from all of that,
Yeah.
but
Explains it.
Who is the
Right?
actor? Who is the actor that had like a real medical issue because he was eating
Was
like
it that Artie from Entourage?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
he
was.
was eating
yeah.
too much
Ari. It was
sushi.
not Artie.
Ari, whatever.
Not Artie. Ari.
Whatever his name is.
Jeremy Piven. If you go back, you do a little Google search.
uh-huh.
Jeremy Piven, who played Ari in Entourage on HBO, he was eating like tuna sashimi every single day, and he got like mercury poisoning.
Yeah, he got really sick.
Oh yeah, his brain like locked up or something. I mean, seriously. I mean,
That's
no,
funny.
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. This came up. The Cash Kitty's coming up in 20 minutes. So 20 minutes away from the Cash Kitty. And you know what? Before I get to the other, let me just bring up a very funny Cash Kitty story. Hang on, it's in my pile here. Hold on, what did I do with that?
I love funny Cash Kitty stories.
What the heck did I do with it? I might have.
Yes. Entertain me with your funny text to win stories.
No, sir. I have an email. Oh, here it is, right here. It's in my my hour and 20-minute pile. Our nonstop MJ, because minutes ago we started an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So Cash Kitty happens in 20 minutes at 8:00. We deliver the first keyword of the day, and then you text that word or enter the word online for your chance to win the $1,000. Listen to this. I get an email. Funny story to share about the Cash Kitty. This is from Bill. I bought a used truck last week, and the radio was tuned to Q105. Well, there we go. I had not listened to your station before. What the? Bill, what are you talking? What do you mean you hadn't listened to this station? Well, hopefully Bill is listening now. I got to email Bill back. As I drove away from the dealership, well, at least the dealership was pretty smart. The vehicle was set on Q105 on the radio. As I drove away from the dealership, I heard the Cash Kitty, and not knowing what it was, I feared that a cat had climbed into the truck while the doors were open. I pulled over to the side of the road and began calling out, "Here, kitty, kitty." I got home and told my wife that a cat might be stuck inside the dashboard. Then we heard the ad for the Cash Kitty, and we were relieved. How funny. I might have looked on the side of the road on my knees calling out for a cat that did not exist in my truck. Fester, was that like an esophagus gurgle?
You heard that too?
What was that?
See,
Yeah.
Wow.
It was.
Fester's esophagus is gurgling.
I leaned back and.
Oh my
yeah.
God, that was loud. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So he's not talking about the contest. He's talking about like the week up to the contest when the radio station played kitty sound effects during commercials and during songs.
Yeah. So the last couple of weeks, you heard little kitty sounds just being played randomly. Like in the middle of a song, you'd hear, oh my son of a, oh my, right in the middle of some super ballad.
I wonder if people's cats at home reacted to those sounds.
Yeah. So that's a funny story. Bill Corbett, I'm going to write you an email back, and hopefully you're listening now to the MJ Morning Show, and hopefully you are now aware of Q105. Yeah, he had not listened to our station before. Oh, why not, Bill? What the hell? Bill, what are you listening to?
Yeah, Bill.
Anyway, I thought that was a pretty funny story. So the Cash Kitty's coming up in just a bit. Now, on to a little follow-up. Yeah, this really torqued me off. This really bothers me. Yesterday on the program, I discussed an image that I had posted on my Instagram last week. And I don't always get to everything I post on my Instagram. That's why I recommend that you give me a follow on Instagram. My personal account is Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. Last week I posted this picture, and in fact, I pinned it yesterday. So it is the top item right now. It's pinned. It's the first image on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. We discussed this finally on the show yesterday, but it was later in the, I think it was like 9 o'clock. It was like the last hour of the show yesterday that I brought this up, that I was driving through my neighborhood, and there's a lawn care guy that's doing his thing, and he's got his pickup truck with his whole lawn care trailer behind, and he has a pink traffic cone set up in the road with a big red sign with white letters jammed inside the top of the cone. You know where the cone hole is. He's got it's on a stick, and he's got it sticking on top of the cone. And the sign reads, "Vehicular homicide will ruin your life. Please drive slowly." Now, listen, I don't want you to drive recklessly around lawn people, or listen, anyone that's working for a living in the street or they're, adjacent, be very careful. And I don't get people that drive like maniacs through residential areas. You get people, listen, I do my nightly walk. I'm out doing my walk. I see families out. You got kids in strollers, mom and dad pushing, they're walking their dogs. And to see the people drive 45 miles an hour, threading the needle between me on one side of the road and then people on the other side. And you got people that are driving 45 miles an hour down the center while you got people on either side. It makes no sense to me. So I get it. This lawn guy is trying to, get people's attention about vehicular homicide will ruin your life. Drive slowly and carefully and don't run him over as he's, doing people's yards and he might be in the street. So that's essentially what this guy is saying. However, I already brought this up on yesterday's show. This is a follow-up. And, of course, I'm doing this at a whole different time. So if you didn't hear this yesterday, go check out the image in the street of the vehicular homicide. Very melodramatic sign. I don't know if I would go this far. I think it might be a little over the top. Just drive safely, lawn care, men at work, whatever. It's an attention getter. Maybe he thinks that the whole men at work thing it's too ubiquitous and people just gloss those over, that you got to do something dramatic to get attention.
Every sign you've mentioned, I gloss over. All right. Men at work, slow down, kids at play, big deal.
School zone?
Yeah. Right through.
Will you stop? That is awful.
But if they put a sign like
that is awful. Dude, what is wrong with you?
Every sign.
What is wrong with you?
Every sign they could put up.
Did you just admit to speeding through school zones?
Allegedly, I might have.
What is wrong? Anyway, So this is why I'm a little torqued off. This is why I'm bringing this back up. One of the comments that was left on my Instagram, certified MJ Radio, with this vehicular homicide lawn care sign, the real Mr. True Audio, whoever the hell this is, writes,
Love that guy.
tell me you haven't worked a real job without telling me you haven't worked a real job.
What?
What are you all mumbly over there over?
It's funny. It's funny what different people call real jobs.
Yeah, you know what the insinuation here is? That our radio job, that what we do for a living here is not a real job.
Well,
What?
I think a lot of people think it's just a hobby for me.
What? I have to get what? I got to get all greasy and dirty, and I've got to, work outside and sweat for 8 hours, 10 hours a day. That's what, look, I have a lot of respect.
I think doing stuff like that adds a little bit to your manliness.
I agree.
Oh, so now you're saying I'm not manly?
No, I
don't
agree.
think you've ever done hard work before.
Well, that's what this person's insinuating. That,
Like hard labor.
MJ, you probably haven't worked a day in your life. I mean,
Like if you
really?
installed a hardware store with me, you would hate it and die at the end of the day. You couldn't do it.
Do people not think this is a real job?
You
I mean,
couldn't sell RVs, you die.
how many
You probably
people?
would.
How many people think that what we do here on the radio is not a real job and it's all easy and cushy? I mean, what about the pressure to come up with 4 hours of fresh material every single day?
It is 100% a real job, and you put a lot of time into it, MJ. So, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about, except Froggy is correct. I do like it when men do hard labor because I think it's very manly.
What, like in a prison road gang or something? What?
Let me introduce you to my Uncle Vito, who had a 20-year stretch.
Yeah.
You'll love him.
You know what?
You know how I feel about like Tico truck drivers, and I like it.
She's like a blue collar guy.
Yeah.
I
Some blue
get-
collar stuff is good
I
stuff.
get the fact that there are people that have occupations that involve strenuous physical labor. I get it, and I respect. If you work hard for a living, whatever your trade is, whatever you do, if you are dedicated, you work hard, you have honesty, integrity, I respect what you do, whatever you do. But this person insinuating that we don't have real jobs because we're on the radio and, essentially you haven't worked a hard day in your life. I mean, get out of here. You know what? I want to go to phones on this. I'm not going to take too many calls. Hold, why are you giving me a look, Fester?
I don't know what point you're trying to prove.
What is the look, Fester, that you're giving me all of a sudden?
I am not.
So Fester is giving me the
Play the stupid music. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Fester's giving me the stupid little.
That's right there. That's for you.
Fester with,
That's for you. Okay, first of all.
Fester with his broken headphone.
All right.
That's hanging off his right ear, and
Listen.
now
Look at him, he's eating. It's perfect.
listen.
Pat George's wife made brownies. So
I want. Yeah. Guess what? What are they infused with?
Did you just
All right.
call him Fat George?
Well, he is fat, but I called him Pat.
Oh my God, I thought you called him Fat.
All right, folks. Do you think that we don't have a real job here? I just want to grab a couple of calls.
Why would you ask people this?
I mean,
Why not?
I'm not sure what you're trying to prove here. I mean, I don't.
A guy leaves a comment on the vehicular homicide lawn care sign that's on my Instagram, and then I get a comment from the real Mr. True Audio essentially saying that we don't work hard and we don't have real jobs and we don't know what a day of work is really like. I want to go to phones. We have hundreds of thousands of people that listen to us every week, and I just want to ask the question, do you look down on us? Do you think we're a bunch of slackers and we don't have real jobs?
Slacker.
That this is not a real occupation, that we've got just a cushy little, cruising job here, and that we don't work hard? I mean, is that the perception of the people listening now? That's why I want to go to phones. Do you have a problem with that?
I mean, I think this is just splitting. I think it just comes down to some people use different resources. You use your body in some jobs more. You use your brain in some jobs more. It just depends what you do, and it's all good. It's all work.
All right, do you think we're a bunch of slackers? Do you think that we don't work hard and this is some cush-ass gig that is not a real job? Or do you think that we are working hard and this is a real job? Look at I haven't even given out the phone number. The phones are all ringing here. Let me just do one round of calls. Do you think that we don't have a real job here, as this commenter on my Instagram is insinuating? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Do you think that this is not a real job, what we do, entertaining you on the radio every morning? Every line is ringing. Let's go to phones right off the bat. We'll start with Tim. Tim is calling in from Madison, Wisconsin. Look at this. Tim, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing well, Tim. What do you think?
So, the old saying, if you do a job that you love, you never work a day in your life, right? So,
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you do. But listen, you do a lot of work for that show. I've been listening to you for well more than 20 years.
Wow.
And I've listened to radio shows. I'm a truck driver, so I've listened to radio shows all over the country. And you can tell the difference between a radio show in the morning putting work into and preparation to their show versus not. Like some guys, they just come in the morning and they just start talking, and it's just very boring. You have a lot of content, so I love your show. So.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
Thank you.
Tim, you don't think we're a bunch of slackers that are just in a cushy gig and we've got it easy? You respect what we do and you think we do have a real job?
Well, the first is true, but also the second is true. So you do have a cushy, easy.
See, Tim,
Slackers, yeah, of course you are. But hey, like I said, you do a job you love, so you're really not working a day in your life.
All right, Tim, thanks. I appreciate it.
All right.
Giving us the business. Cheryl in Wesley Chapel. Cheryl, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning, MJ. I don't think at all that you guys have an easy job. I think where the misconception's happening is it's a mental stress. You guys are not physically outside sweating, but it's a mental stress. So somebody that's outside wouldn't be able to handle the mental stress of having to be creative and coming up with great content to keep your audience engaged. So it's the same,
It's not very
I'm
stressful.
actually a mobile home broker, and people think that realtors or brokers are lazy people, and we're absolutely not. We have to analyze the market, show the home, so that it's physical and mental. So
Yeah, listen, you'd like to be chilling out on a Saturday and Sunday, and here you're out humping it, doing an open house, right?
that's right. The majority of buyers, when are they available?
Yeah, weekends.
On Saturday.
Yeah, there you
on
go.
the weekends.
Yep.
I'm out there. So,
Yep.
don't listen to them, MJ. I've been listening to you for over 20 years.
Look at this.
So I appreciate you. You're intelligent. You're creative. So what if you got a cushy job? It's because
Hold on. So you think it's a cushy job?
Well, no. Remember what I said that if you're not physically
Right.
outside,
Yeah, I
you
know.
guys are inside in the AC. So that's where they think that it's something cushy when it's a mental stress.
Hey, Cheryl, how many grilled cheeses have you had in the last year?
I've probably had like 10
All
because
right.
I have 2 kids.
All right,
Okay,
thank
yeah,
you.
the kids though, right?
Thank you,
10
Cheryl.
seems like a high number.
Have a great
So
day.
what do you feel better when they tell you
Yeah.
they don't think but what's happening
Yeah,
here?
this is
Hold
turning
on,
into
what's the point of
therapy.
this?
What?
This is kind of turning into a therapy.
It's not therapy.
It
I'm
sounds
just.
that way.
All right. So what do you think? This is self-indulgent?
A little bit of a lot, yes.
What?
A little bit of a lot, not all a lot.
This
but it's a
affects
little bit.
all of us, though. This
I
is
don't
this.
care.
Let me. Everybody. Every line
Oh,
is.
shut up. We'll play the music so he shuts up.
Everybody
Golly,
does.
dude. Shut up, dummy.
Two things.
It's Fester's new walk-on music here.
I'll tell you right now. That walk-on music's gonna backfire because you know why? I kind of enjoy it.
It's gonna be a ringtone.
Second of all, listen, people do what they are inclined to do. I mean, if I have a friend, he's a master mechanic. I could never do that work. I look at him every day. I'm like, oh my god, he's working for a living. I'm sitting here making fart jokes, But he can't make fart jokes.
Yes, you can. You could be working on a transmission and telling the transmission fart jokes.
Not the way we can.
All right, Sarah in Largo. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how you guys doing this morning?
We're doing fine. Go ahead.
I think you guys are doing an absolute fantastic job. It's not easy to keep people engaged for 4 hours straight, and the time and effort spent preparing is not an easy job, and you guys are doing fantastic. And I love Fester's song.
There you go.
I'm really
see?
starting to like it, right?
It fits.
Thank you, Sarah. Gene in St. Pete. Hey, Andrew, let me clear these out because the minute I hang up on someone, the line fills up again. Let me just take these calls and we got to move on. Gene, Wesley, Rob, Danielle, Roberta, and then we'll wrap it up. But let me grab Gene in St. Pete. Gene, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, MJ. I just want to tell you I'm a bookkeeper and I work in an air-conditioned office. But like she said, the mental stress is just as bad as the physical stress from somebody else. And if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be able to balance. They wouldn't be able to continue on. So everybody has a job and there's a purpose for every job.
Yep.
The mental stress of this job really is a lot, ma'am.
And actually, you know what is really a lot is the emotional stress of this job. This job is emotionally draining.
Yeah, thanks to Fester.
You're welcome. Thanks to me, 3 of you are working.
Make it done fast. Make it done fast.
I have a friend who owns a lawn company. He works. I see him come home in the afternoon, and he's like exhausted. I'm like, yeah, that ain't me.
All right, Gene, thanks for the call. Have a great day. Wesley, Valrico, Wesley, MJ Morning Show. A couple more calls, and we got to move on. Hello, Wesley.
Hello, how you doing, MJ? I just want to say that you guys are awesome. It is a real job that you guys do. It's hard work. What better job you can have to make people laugh during the morning. And so that's what you guys give me and my wife and my family is a nice smile on our face when we're actually on our way dropping off our kid at daycare. And it's a blessing to know that you guys make people laugh. And I'm just excited that you guys are on the line and you guys are able to be there for other people, especially for people that go through stuff in life and, stressful days through work and job and everything like that. So I really do appreciate you guys, and you guys are awesome. And that's the best thing I can say for you.
No, listen, you said plenty, Wesley.
What do you do for work, Wesley?
So I work I do insurance right now. I write policies and very high stress job, a lot of hard work.
Yep.
I
hear the baby in the background too.
One of his clients.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're on our way to drop our kid to daycare.
Screaming over the auto insurance rates going up crazily here in Florida.
Yeah. Tell me about it, man.
Yeah.
We need to control that. Definitely.
Wesley, thanks for the call. Rob in Bradenton. Rob, 3 more calls here. Rob, you're up. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? I think you have a real job, but just like what was said earlier, what Froggy said, I think if you tried to do a manual labor job, you wouldn't be able to finish it by the end of the day. And I think the blue collars rely on your entertainment. It's good what you guys do.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Right. But it is cushy. You put up, it's nice. You get to get your coffee, go to the radio show in the morning. People out here like doing lawn care, demolition, anything like that.
The world needs ditch diggers too, sir.
All right, listen, Fez.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, no,
that's exactly what he's saying.
I'm agreeing with him.
That's like
backhandedly.
What is it? That's a Caddyshack line. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
The world needs ditch diggers too.
All right, 2 more. Danielle in Tampa. Danielle, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Danielle.
When you first started reading that, I did not think it was towards you guys. I thought he was putting down the lawn workers for being outside and not having like a real quote-unquote job.
No, see, that's a hard job. Listen, you're outside in the Florida sun all day, every day. That's a tough gig. And I took it that tell me you haven't worked a real job without telling me you haven't worked a real I took it as, he was kind of...
Most of the time they feel like those people that are doing those jobs are uneducated, and that's why they're doing those jobs. So that's why they put comments like that, because they don't view them as people who have gone...
No, that's a real job.
That's true. And a lot of those jobs pay well.
Yeah, if you're busting your hump.
Yeah.
And listen, a lot of these lawn care guys, they're small business owners. They own their own business. They're their own boss.
Right.
So, they're a small business operator, which I have a lot of respect for.
I absolutely agree. I mean, I would never want to work outside in Florida at all, but I just think that guy was just a total jerk all around, because no matter what you're doing, you have to learn a trade, you have to have an education. Whatever you're doing, you're putting your effort and your time into what you're doing, and you're working hard. It doesn't matter if you're in the radio, I work for the school district, it does not matter. Like, you guys are all working hard. You guys put in just as much time as teachers do, as anybody else does, as lawn care workers. I just think that those comments are kind of not necessary and hurt people's feelings.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right, Roberta. Roberta, let me bring you up here. But first, though, we got to do the Cash Kitty here. So, Roberta, hang on. You're next. But the Cash Kitty is here. It's 8:01 here on the MJ Morning Show. And, oh, that's it. Cash Kitty.
Why is he foaming?
Because he has rabies. All right, here's the deal. The 8 o'clock Cash Kitty word for today is laugh. So this hour's word is laugh, L-A-U-G-H, laugh, L-A-U-G-H. Text that word nationwide to 45911 before quarter after. That's 8:15. And you got a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myq105.com. This hour's word is laugh, L-A-U-G-H. Texted nationwide to 45911. Good luck from the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And then Roberta in Ozona, you have the last word. Hello, Roberta.
Good morning. Love the last word. So I have worked in radio many years off and on, and I know what it takes to do radio.
Now, hold on, Roberta. What have you done in radio on and off for years?
Copywriting, sales, worked in the Virgin Islands, worked at a small rock station down there, and down there you do it all. You do the sales, you do the on-air, you do commercials. You do
Yeah, a little bit of everything, sure.
I love radio, but what I wanted to say is the smart person is someone that does the job that they really enjoy doing. It doesn't matter what it is, and you hit it on the nail. As long as you're putting in the time doing something, you're not breaking the law, you're doing something that you love and enjoy, that's what it's about.
Thanks for the call, Roberta. I appreciate it.
So I remember years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I was working with you for a couple of years, maybe a couple of months. We had like a new client. It was a car dealership, and the GM came to the radio station that morning, and he was probably at that time one of the slickest talkers, as conversational car salesman guys I've ever met. Right? Talk to anybody, and then we put him on the radio, and you were sitting there, and he went right across from you, and you introduced him from whatever dealership he was from, and this guy went from a very alpha, dynamic car salesman, full of personality, to like a stuttering mush. Well, you know, the cash is on the dash, so come on down. And then the segment ended, and he left, and we thanked him. And then BJ kind of rolled his eyes, like, "Well, that didn't go like we planned." And you looked at him and goes, "Not everybody can do this job." And you're right. Yep. I can't do what he does, you know, and he can't do what we do.
Not everybody's born with it like you, Fester.
Or you, Froggy, or Hal. Do you know how hard it is to come up with Hal Herman headlines?
That's right.
Shut up. I really like this music now.
Speaking of Hal Herman debuts his brand new song with his band Hal Herman tomorrow morning at about 7:45.
2 songs, you said.
Let's start with one song and see how that goes.
I'm bringing in DJ Skrizzle to play some in between songs music.
Yeah, okay.
Which song do you think you will debut if we can only play one?
Probably. Have you heard about this?
Hal Herman, his new band Hal Herman, and his debut lead single tomorrow morning live at about 7:45 here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. All right, Roxanne, this is a little cringy. Your mother and the panties story.
Why do you always have to lead in like, yes, let's get into it just like that.
Well,
let's get into it just like that.
How else do you want me to get into your mother's panties?
How about?
That didn't sound right. Hey, cancel. Hey.
You leave.
Yes.
You could say, "How was your Easter Sunday?" Because I told you that's when it happened.
All right. Tell the story quickly.
All right, quickly. Easter Sunday, I went to my mom's house. We had the kids in the car. I had a lot of food I had to bring, like, potato dish and quiches and all kinds of good food. And I got in the house and I said, "Mom, I need to talk to you. I I need to borrow some. This is weird, but I need. Can I have a pair of underwear, please? And she was like, "Did the kids have an accident? I have some spare underwear for Davion and Evelyn in the playroom." And I was like, "No, I need underwear." And I just forgot to wear it, and I was busy loading the kids in the car and loading all the food that I cooked, and I just completely forgot. So she went, and I've never borrowed my mom's underwear. I lived with my mom for almost 20 years, and I never had to do that, but I had to on Easter Sunday.
Oh, and you're thinking your mom's in what, her 70s, 80s?
Correct. No, not 80s, 70s. How dare you?
She'll be there eventually.
So you're thinking you're borrowing underwear from your mom. It's like these huge, like, granny panties, right?
Right. I mean, I'm thinking conservative type of underwear. And she's like, okay. She goes, I need to find something that you're going to like.
What does she whip out?
Whoa.
The sexiest underwear I've ever seen in my life.
So your mother hands you a pair of panties.
Yes.
And
they're so purple. They're purple and lacy and up the butt.
So these,
and they're
wait a minute,
so sexy.
These are thong underwear?
Yes.
Your 70-something mom gives you lacy purple thong underwear?
Yes.
Sexier than anything that you actually have?
100%. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this for? Some kind of show? I mean, my goodness. So anyways, that's what you learn stuff about your parents all the time. And I was raised, my mom was super, super, super strict when I was a kid. Like, put it this way, that's totally different than how I was raised.
Oh, on the clothing that you were allowed to wear, whether over or under?
One time I snuck when I was like in, a senior in high school and bought T-back underwear.
Oh.
And my mom found them and is like, what? No daughter of mine is going to wear stuff like this. So
your mom kept them. Your mom's been wearing them. So did you bring them in? Did you have them?
No, you big pervert.
No. I thought you didn't want to show
there's
them off.
no display. There's no visual display. You got enough information.
Why did you have to borrow the panties from your mom?
Because I forgot to wear underwear. I walked out of the house without any on. I was loading the kids up, and I was just like,
I've
done that.
What were you wearing?
A cute little skirt. I mean, a cute little tank top dress.
So you're wearing it with no underwear?
Yeah.
That's why I needed some.
MJ, relax.
That's why I needed some.
I mean,
Believe me, when you're trying to load up the kids and do their hair, the kids looked great. They had braids and they had, their Easter best on. Mom didn't. Mom forgot one little thing.
And then
judge
Jesus
away.
never wore panties either.
Yeah,
and then, how old's your mom? 77, 75?
I don't speak about a woman's age.
So,
MJ.
Roxanne.
Yes, but she's in her 70s.
Does this change how you feel about your mother in some capacity? Of course, you love your mother, but I'm saying, are you thinking, Mom, what's this?
Hold on, wait a minute. Wasn't there something else that was said?
Yeah. I know that you're getting at it.
Yeah, there was one other thing. What was it?
The other thing is that when I went to my mom's house on Tuesday, and I was like, Mom, I might talk about this on the show. Is that okay? And
oh, yeah, because you got to get Mom's permission to talk about content?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. I still have to get Mom's permission to do a lot of stuff.
Great.
So I was like, do you mind if I talk about that? And then her hubby, my stepdad, was like, yeah, and could you bring those back, please? I miss them.
And he's 87?
They're going to do
they're
it.
The same age. No, they're. It just like reminds me, MJ, like you and Michelle are on that trajectory where you're like doing, the picture that you posted on IG and your kids are like, come on, Mom, Dad, we don't want to know that you're all lovey with each other. You're on the trajectory to be like my parents. And it's like, they obviously have a very romantic life, and I'm very happy for them.
Do you guys remember, I think it was earlier this week, it might have been Monday too. What was the story that I did on the program? I'm racking my brain. What was the story that I did? What are you huffing and puffing over there?
I'm trying to think.
You don't even know what it is yet.
That was my huff and puff. I was like, what does he think? I'm trying to think. Give me more clues.
Earlier this week, I did a story about why you shouldn't drink and drive. It was about a drunk driver. Do you remember what it was? It was a drunk driver that did something. What the hell was it earlier in the week?
Do you not remember either?
I couldn't remember. Listen, we do so much content. I remember most everything, but I forgot what it was.
Was she going to crash into something?
No,
Was she passed out behind a wheel? The officer was it last week when the officer was banging on the glass?
Nah, it was like I brought up, hey, and this is a reason why you don't drink and drive. Anyway, I have another story here, and I was trying to tie it into, we did something, drunk driving related earlier. Zero tolerance for drunk driving, folks. Don't do it. It just, it'll really wreck up your day. But here's the deal. Another drunk driver here in Florida, the woman during her field sobriety test could not even remember her ABCs.
English is
that happens a lot.
English is a difficult language.
You panic.
Oh, and this is during the day. This woman was like day drinking.
A lot of people forget their ABCs. I've seen a lot of videos of people getting pulled over and they're
this is in Marion County. According to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, Tammy Angel, 61, was driving erratically. The officer initiated the traffic stop. The Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Bloom noticed numerous signs of impairment and went to check on Angel. Following the stop, another Deputy Corporal Young, responded to the scene to conduct field sobriety exercises due to the apparent level of this 61-year-old woman's level of intoxication. And during the field sobriety tests, Tammy Angel was asked to recite her ABCs. Would you like to hear how this went?
Sure.
Yes.
Close your eyes and say your alphabet from A to Z.
ABC. That was so many years ago.
That was so many years ago. What? That you did your ABCs in school? All right, listen.
Close your eyes and say your alphabet from A to Z.
ABC. That was so many years ago. ABC.
ABCEFD.
Okay. All right, so Miss Tammy, you're going to be placed under arrest for driving under the influence.
It's not. I don't know that. It's like,
that's fine. I'm going to have you stay here for a minute. I'm going to pull my car up.
Oh, my God.
Miss
Can you
Tammy.
imagine this woman is on the road?
She's no angel.
Oh, my God. Tammy Angel. Yeah. Angel's Envy. You know what? No, that's no. You know what? That's too top shelf.
Yeah, she wasn't drinking.
Yeah,
that.
she wasn't drinking Angel's Envy. No. What the hell am I thinking? And then when I was speaking of the other drunk driving story earlier in the week, has anyone remember what it was? So if you remember, we were talking about some of the crazy stories where people are so freaking drunk they've damaged their car, and then they're driving down the road on an axle, like the wheel is gone. We just talked about incidents. You see videos of people driving down the road, and they're so out of it, they don't even know that they're missing a tire. They're missing a wheel. They're driving down the interstate. Sparks are flying everywhere. Well, guess what? Seminole, right here, 49-year-old woman told Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies that she had no idea she was driving around on just 3 tires. I got 3. What do I need 4 for? Right?
Was the axle digging into the asphalt or anything?
Yes.
I'm asking. I don't know.
Yes. Meet Anna Louise Keller from Seminole. Yeah, she was arrested. A whole bunch of 911 calls came in reporting that there was a dark gray Nissan Rogue driving recklessly, and there was no passenger side front tire. Just driving in Seminole, just scraping the pavement. So Pinellas County deputies spotted Keller. She was driving south on Hamlin Boulevard, and deputies were able to pull her over, right? When they spoke to her, they immediately got blasted, I guess, with alcohol, right? And like a dragon, you know. So they smelled the alcohol apparently right away. She admitted that she was drinking, but she was not aware that her front right tire was gone. So she's like just, I guess, riding on the rim. Just, it's like, like Fester. Yeah.
Joke's on you guys.
So they spoke to Keller. They smelled alcohol. She said, yeah, I've been drinking. Had no idea her front right tire was missing. They performed the field sobriety tests. She failed them. She was unsteady. Bloodshot eyes, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. Then her breath alcohol was a .160, so that was twice the legal limit. Yeah, they found 4 empty Busch Light beers in a bag on the passenger side.
Dude, those Busch Lights go down easy after you get past the first one.
Yeah,
man.
and they found the receipt showing the purchase date of the same day. And she was busted for driving under the influence. Unbelievable. Seems to be rampant these days, huh?
Sarah Louise. Anna Louise.
Yeah, what are you doing? Come on. That's no way to go through life. There is a word. There is a complimentary word that's used to describe women that some people say it needs to stop.
Oh, I know a phrase.
Yeah, what okay.
A
What is
a busty dame?
Hang on. Frog, stop.
Busty dame, yeah.
No.
A good broad.
A sexy broad.
There's a compliment that is fairly common that men will give to women, but with today's standards or where we are as a collective society, there are many women that say that men need to stop using this particular term to describe a woman. And I'd like to know whether our listeners agree or disagree. Here comes the reveal.
Oh, can I guess?
Oh, hang on. I got Fester's gasping. I got Roxanne. Yes, Roxanne, you go ahead.
Well, I always really love it when people are like, you look great for your age. I always just love that. That just melts my heart.
Great.
You just
for
wanted
your
to throw that out there, didn't you?
age.
No.
Are you saying
What I'm saying is it annoys the crap out of me
Why can't
because
you
it's
just
like,
look
can
great?
you just
I think
like
you look
stop
great.
at the great part? You look great.
Roxanne,
That's nice.
I think you look great. That's it.
That
Thank you.
is not it. Now, Fester, yes.
I look like crap for my age, but I look like hell for like a 25-year-old. Is it one of my favorite expressions of endearment and conversation, especially with women I don't know well?
Spit it out.
Is it darling?
Oh, Fester's a big darling guy.
I am a
He's
darling
darling
guy. I'm a darling. I darling everybody.
I don't think compliment.
I mean, it's not an insult.
No, I don't think darling's a compliment.
Okay.
So
I don't
listen,
mind when Fester does
Here-
that, but apparently some people don't like it.
Yeah, thanks, darling.
Here is the criteria. The criteria is it's a compliment that men frequently bestow on a woman, and many women now are saying, this has got to end. All right, here it is.
Nice derriere there, Toots.
No, Froggy.
Are those space pants you're wearing? Because your ass is out of this world.
Oh, it's not pickup lines.
Oh, I don't know. It's a compliment, though, isn't it?
Are you ready? And then I think we ought to grab a couple of calls on
You'd
this.
make a good wife someday.
Or secretary.
How about we go make out in the how about we go do some heavy petting in the closet together?
Yes.
All right. Can I please heavy petting?
Go ahead.
Where did that term
I don't know,
ever
but
come
it sounds
from?
like it fits with all these dames.
Let's neck.
Like I'm petting a gerbil or something.
I'll show you.
Show me
petting.
that shoulder.
All right.
I'll show you the gerbil.
The term is natural beauty. So used in a sentence, it'd be like, hey, someone comes up, oh, wow, you're a natural beauty.
Okay.
Or somebody describing a woman, oh, yeah, she's a natural beauty. Now, I would like to go to female phones. What do you
Because the only people getting pissed off of that are ugly people.
All right.
Like Fester, you have a problem with every segment.
Froggy is
It's insane.
I don't have a problem with it. But
No,
it's fine. But who's upset at natural beauty?
You're Mr. Problem Suppository.
Listen, who is upset with natural beauty?
Natural
Ugly
beauty is
people.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah, right.
Let's go to phones.
If you had 16 warts on your face, how come I'm not a natural beauty? Well, look at you.
I want to ask our women listeners, do you have a problem with a woman being described as a natural beauty? Or if someone describes you as a natural beauty? Phones are already ringing here. I think there's a little bit of a hot button. All right, 800-990-1047. Do you think that compliment of calling a woman a natural beauty, do you think that needs to stop? Does it bother you? 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. 800-990-1047. We'll grab a couple of calls here. Andrew, just a quick little round because I got to move on. I got a couple of emails I got to get to here on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Roxanne, you're raising your hand like a little school kid over there.
Well, there's the other option of just talking over you.
That doesn't seem to be a problem.
All right, from the natural beauty in the room,
Well,
Roxanne.
listen, if someone tells me a natural beauty, I would completely like that. But I also, in my head, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to get some highlights in my hair, which I did yesterday. Nobody noticed.
Isn't that like you're...
We're the wrong guys.
Hold on. You're angry or you're upset?
No,
that you
I'm
got-
not upset. I'm happy that you guys didn't notice because that means you don't look at me.
You're clearly it's bothering you, or else you wouldn't have even brought it up.
No, I brought it up in the context of the discussion we're having.
You wanted me first thing this morning to say, "Oh my God, Roxanne!
No,
what have you done? You look more radiant. What? Wait, what have you done to you? You look.
I got some highlights.
It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should notice.
You really noticed? I got highlights.
Let's
I
go
went to see my
to
girl Rebecca.
let's go to the phones.
No, I go to a guy.
All right,
Blair.
so
He's
women,
the best.
does the term natural beauty bother you? Yes or no? 800-990-1047. We'll start with Danielle in Lakewood Ranch. Danielle, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing fine.
Natural beauty, best compliment.
Right.
That means your eyes are natural, your hair's looking natural, your skin's glowing. That is just like you can wake up, look good, feel good. People compliment you. That's great. You only look 10 times better with makeup on, but you don't need it. You're a natural beauty.
So it doesn't bother you at all. You like the term.
Oh, I love it.
All righty. Well, thank you very much, Danielle. You have a beautiful day.
You too.
All right, Michelle's in Zephyr Hills. Michelle, natural beauty. Does the phrase bother you?
No, it does not. And I'm wondering what's wrong with this world and why it would bother people.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, people are too sensitive. They twist everything.
Yeah, this has also become it's a social media deal, and this woman shot a video all perturbed that the social media needs to address this, that the term natural beauty needs to cease. All right, so 2 calls now. Michelle, you have no issue with somebody describing somebody as a natural beauty.
No, I do not. I think it's a very awesome comment, actually. You know, that means you don't have to put a bunch of makeup on your face and wear filters.
Well, that's a whole different thing, all the filters that people use on these social media posts. Michelle, thank you. Ashley, also in Zephyr Hills. Ashley, MJ Morning Show, hi.
Hi. No, I actually think it's a compliment. I strive for natural beauty. Are you kidding? That's
Look at this, 3 in a row. So this person is trying to make, a mountain out of a molehill by saying that the term natural beauty needs to be canceled and needs to cease. All right, 3 calls in a row. Ashley, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's roll to Jamie in Plant City. Jamie, MJ Morning Show, does natural beauty bother you?
Good morning. No, it doesn't, because I'm a middle-aged woman and I don't wear that much makeup. And when I hear that, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, it's a compliment for me. I'm looking like myself. But there is one that drives me insane.
What is it?
Is when I'm told that I'm cute.
Oh yeah, you're cute. What?
Dogs are cute.
Yeah.
You know.
How do you take that?
Well, I'm
I'm nice about it. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. But inside, I'm like thinking, no, I'm a grown woman. I take care of myself. I am beyond cute. I mean, I'm not trying to sound the wrong way, but I just hate that term.
Yeah,
I hear
cute's not a woman's term.
Jamie, thanks for the call. Kenal in Wesley Chapel. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. I actually strive to get a compliment, saying that you're a natural beauty. I put in a lot of work for my skin and drink, 3 liters of water a day so my skin is naturally beautiful.
Wow, because you want to hydrate.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Hydration gives you the best skin.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's true.
Yeah, that's my regimen every day. So natural beauty doesn't bother you. You strive for being a natural beauty.
No, I mean, after becoming a mom, my makeup routine has become minimal, and I use the makeup setting powder to use on when I go out to, just make my face look less oily.
Yep. Look at this. Not one call so far has a problem with the term natural beauty. No. All right, 2 more calls, and then I got to move on. Jan in Parrish. Jan, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Jan.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing well.
My comment is, natural beauty. I'll take that all day over. I have good birthing hips.
Oh, yeah, she's got good birthing hips.
Yeah.
Oh, Jan, thanks for the call.
Who would say that?
But it's also a compliment, right?
Last call, Kelsey in Clearwater. Kelsey, you got the final say. The term natural beauty, there's a woman that wants it to stop. Stop using the term natural beauty. So far, not one phone call from a woman here on the show live has had any problem with this. Kelsey, what do you say?
I'm here to follow the crowd. Unfortunately, I wish I could shake it up for you, but I just had this conversation with my girlfriends not long ago because I'm kind of new to the Florida, Tampa area. I came from up north, and I will say I see more people where there's money involved or popular cities that get offended by that compliment. And I think it's because of all the effort, money, and work that they put into looking nice. They don't want to hear that that's the only reason they look nice is they had to put work into it. So it just came naturally to them is offensive because they've had to,
deep.
Make so much effort to take care of themselves. And then there's people out there just walking around naturally beautiful. And I think there's a little jealousy going on there.
Hey, jealousy. And Kelsey, where did you move from?
Ohio.
Oh, well, welcome to the Tampa Bay area. How long have you been in Clearwater?
It's been almost 2 years now.
All right. And you listen to us every morning?
Every morning.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelsey. Have a great day. All right. Not one phone call. Not one woman that just called in. And we turned calls away because I told Andrew that we got to move on. Not one call had an issue with the term natural beauty. Now, is this the and I'm segueing. This is something new.
Okay.
So don't conflate. The question is, what I'm about to discuss, is this just an example of you're so puffed up, you're so high on success that you think you can do anything coming off of some major successful project, that you can just really do anything and you think it's going to turn to gold? Gold, yeah. I said, Jerry, gold.
A lot of people that are successful. What do you mean, like a rock star who wants to like tell jokes and be a comedian?
You know what, Froggy? I'm going to make it crystal clear. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, is it like a newsman, a serious newsman who wants to play a metal band?
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't say it was metal yet. Relax.
Like Hal Herman tomorrow. All right, here's what I'm getting
it's rap
at.
metal.
So how did I just set this up? I said, what do you think about a situation where someone's coming off of a success and they think that they can just sign up to do anything that success is going to follow? Do you have any idea where it's? I'll tell you right now, it's entertainment industry related. Do you have any idea where I'm going with this?
Like something specific?
Yeah. Oh, it's very specific.
Okay. Is it Puff Daddy thought that he would?
Let me just cut to the chase.
Okay.
Margot Robbie, coming off the success.
Oh, I love her.
Of
Barbie.
Yes.
Yeah. What's she doing?
There's a new movie. I saw her. She's doing a new movie. It's like in the same kind of feel.
Hang on. Wait for it. Wait. So Margot Robbie coming off of Barbie, which I have not seen, I don't want to see, I probably will never see.
You have a daughter. You should see it. See it with Chloe.
Chloe and Michelle, they didn't really care for it.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't care about seeing it. And then I saw it, and it was kind of cute.
No, they didn't really care for it after they saw it.
Oh, they did see it.
And then,
okay.
then Chloe
Okay.
said to me, Dad, you'll hate this movie. Don't watch
Okay.
it. Yeah. So here's the deal. Margot Robbie coming off of the blaster, Barbie from last summer. Now she's signed up and she's going to produce a movie about Monopoly. What? It's going to be a live-action Monopoly movie. Do we really need this?
What do you mean, like is it sort of like Jerry Seinfeld's movie about Pop-Tarts, but it's the creation of the pop? Is it the story of Monopoly?
I don't know.
So basically what you're saying is she had success with one toy coming to life. Now she's trying to have success with a game board coming to life.
To a certain extent, but Barbie is kind of set in that like fake play world, right?
Right.
So are they going to set this movie in like a fake Monopoly? What is Ryan Gosling going to like? Are they going to give him a cane, a top hat, and a monocle?
I want to be the dog.
Yeah, the dog, the race car, the thimble.
Who's going to play the thimble?
Or is it the story of Monopoly?
No.
The guys who invented it.
It's not a documentary.
They're like in
No.
the Monopoly board. That sounds awful.
No.
They literally are like in a jail when they get sent to jail.
They did not pass go.
I mean, do we need a Monopoly movie? Barbie producer rolling the dice on an adaptation for a movie of the classic game Monopoly. Margot Robbie's production company.
She's got a production company?
I guess they're teaming up with Lionsgate, the film company. And they announced this news at CinemaCon yesterday.
Okay.
And Hollywood has tried to crack a Monopoly adaptation for more than a decade with Kevin Hart
as Mr. Monopoly.
Well, no, that sounds like a previously failed project that couldn't get off the ground, and now Lionsgate is extending its rights to Monopoly.
Okay.
Monopoly dates back to 1935. I mean, do we need a Monopoly movie? Give me the Monopoly game pieces at McDonald's, okay? But I don't think we need a Monopoly movie with Margot Robbie. Come on.
I'll tell you what movie was amazing, and you guys will probably wholeheartedly disagree. This is going back in time, but related to game boards, Clue.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
I loved that movie.
Wasn't that a movie already?
It was a movie, yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they did a Clue movie. Margot Robbie producing Monopoly movie as fans slam unnecessary and ridiculous idea, and they're begging Margot Robbie not to star in the movie. Does this smell of dud? Does this smell of disaster?
I mean, she's got so much money and success. Try something. Try it. Try it, Margot.
The Pop-Tart movie sounds awful, too, and that's Jerry Seinfeld.
That's true.
All right, now, did you watch it yet? It's on Netflix, right? Did it already hit or?
No, I don't know if it's out yet. I haven't seen it on Netflix.
Look it up.
I'm going to watch it.
Hey, Fester, do a Google search.
But it looks awful.
When does the Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tart movie, a movie about Pop-Tarts?
See, do we need that?
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's called Unfrosted.
Yeah, but it's a comedy. It's a mockumentary of the Pop-Tart industry.
Initial release, it's coming out on May 3rd. So it comes out in a couple of weeks. So 3 weeks.
Maybe the Monopoly one's a mockumentary.
But Jerry Seinfeld, you've got Melissa McCarthy, you got James Marsden. You got a whole bunch of, well-known, Hugh Grant. And, you know what I saw? I had this in my celebrity pile like a couple of weeks ago because they're really hyping up this Jerry Seinfeld Pop-Tart Unfrosted Netflix release.
You know what that means?
Well, probably it's a dog. But here's the deal. There was a story a couple of weeks ago. Hugh Grant is in the movie, and then Jerry Seinfeld was telling people how miserable and what a bastard Hugh Grant was to work with. And I'm like, come on, that's phony. I don't believe it's like they're hyping it up, even to the point where they're trying to say that I think Hugh Grant dresses up in a Tony the Tiger outfit. Seriously.
It's the Kellogg Company.
Because
Yeah.
it's Kellogg.
Yeah.
Battle Creek, Michigan, man. They're great.
Oh, so they go through the whole.
Great. I got to lower my register. They're great. We don't need a Monopoly movie. I don't think we need a Pop-Tart deal anyway. Apparently, they're both coming. All right, couple of emails here on the MJ Morning Show. First of all, I love this. Hey, MJ, first and foremost, I'm a longtime listener since 1996. As a teenager, thanks to my older brother and your crotchety old man CDs, I would like to thank you for your hurricane coverage back in 2004.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We grew up in Port Tampa, and we always experienced flooding. That year, you stayed on the air when we were without power for a week. I wanted to see what your experience was like having lithotripsy. I have an 8-millimeter stone since November, and it won't drop from my kidney. I'm scheduled to have the procedure on Thursday. That's today with Dr. Root. He laughed when he asked me if I heard or knew anything about it. I mentioned you talking about it. How is your pain and recovery? Thank you for your time this evening, Jason. Jason, first of all, Dr. Malcolm Root is a kick-ass doctor. He is a phenomenal urologist, and I never had kidney stones until very late in life. And I
You're not that old. You're not very late in life.
Well, no. I'm saying that.
Not like me. I got him like in my 20s.
Yeah, my brother and father, they had him in 20s and 30s. I got my first stones in my early 50s is when I had and I had a 10-millimeter stone about a year ago. And a 10-millimeter stone, they had to bust it up with lithotripsy. And Dr. Root was fantastic. And the procedure worked like a gem for me. So, Jason, good luck. Thank you for writing, and the best of luck with your lithotripsy. That's where they bombard the kidney stone with ultrasound, and they bust the thing up like a jackhammer. So then I have another email. A huge thank you from a veteran. Now, is there a chance we could be like radio matchmakers here? Listen to this. Dear MJ. And folks, you can always email me. My email is always open at mj@mjmorningshow.com. I'm the only one that does my email. No one reads my email. Hot tips, gossip. You have something confidential, something we need to look into. You have material. You have any concepts, anything. You want to just say hello. mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's my email. So I get this email. Dear MJ, I am moved to write you and your crew. Thank you all because of hearing you read that thank you email on the air yesterday. I'm an honorably discharged veteran who is divorced and very, very sad and lonely.
Aww.
I have a lot going for me. I have a good fit job. Good FT, full-time. I have a good full-time job, in great health shape, fairly handsome, neat and clean cut, yada, 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 is what he writes. The only major thing I don't have and desperately desire and need is a good, honest, and affectionate woman, which for some reason I am unable to find. I love your morning show. If it wasn't for you guys and lady, I would be in a worse place emotionally, mentally than I am now. You have been and continue to help me in a very big way with my sadness and loneliness by giving me plenty of hysterical laughs every morning. Because of you and your crew, and you're so intelligent and varied in your talents and knowledge, can you please advise me?
Wait, did you add that part?
What?
Varied in your intelligence.
Your intelligence.
No, it's right here.
Okay.
Because of
like
you
just
and your
threw it
crew
in.
are so intelligent and varied in your talents and knowledgeable, can you please advise me how and where to look, go to find someone good, just one honest, beautiful Latina woman. I am looking for a life partner, not a booty call. FWB or ONS.
He's not looking for friends with benefits.
Yep.
Or ONS.
One night stand.
One night stand.
Look at that. Look at you guys figured it out. So he's not looking for a booty call, an FWB with a friend with benefits, or an ONS or a one night stand. thank you so much for helping me with this emotional trial I'm dealing with and for providing the best morning radio show with a lot of interesting and very humorous entertainment. P.S. If any Latina woman calls the station and wants to know how to get a hold of me, you can give her this email.
Okay.
You are the greatest.
Did you get that part?
So, and he says I can use his name. It's from Andrew. It says, feel free to use my name. So, Andrew, we can try to find a nice Latina woman for you. So, if you're a nice Latina woman, you'd like to maybe converse with Andrew, send me an email. I'll give you Andrew's email. Send me, if you're a Latina woman, you can email Andrew and just ask him some questions and, says he's got a great full-time job. And
This guy sounds like Cy the photo guy.
Yeah, I mean, MJ, this
all right, so,
sounds a little weird.
It seems like a weird day and age to be in the matchmaking business.
I am MJ at MJMorningshow.com. So any Latina women that would like to potentially connect with Andrew, send me an email.
Again, Andrew, the emailer, not Andrew, our producer.
Right. So MJ at MJMorningshow.com is my email.
That could be a nut.
Yeah, man, MJ, I don't know if you want to get roped into this, man.
Why are you trying to naysay this?
Tell the guy to go to the Puerto Rican Day Festival or something and start chatting up some ladies.
Seriously, Fester,
you want to meet somebody, MJ, you don't need to be getting involved in this, huh?
Fester does have a point. You want to go where the fish are, right? Fish where the fish are.
Hit a couple of restaurants on Armenia Avenue. And,
I was just thinking of the one on Armenia. That was a good big one.
Chat up a couple of waitresses. And you'll meet some really nice people. Get out there.
And then finally here.
I think it's called the Boricua.
You don't want to get it involved.
All right. Jeez, come on. I'm just trying to. I'm reading an email that I got.
What are you going to get? You can get, all right, MJ, I'm a Maria. I'm really interested in Andrew. No, you don't want to be involved in that. Then what if Andrew doesn't like Maria? Then you're involved and you're roped in. And suddenly, if they do like each other, you're the best man in the world. Forget it.
It's a lose-lose situation.
No kidding.
Oh, no. So now you're in on the naysaying action as well, Roxanne?
I think we're better off, Andrew. I totally want to help you in any way that we can.
That's not
but
true.
I don't think that's the way to help you. I think the way to help is just by giving advice, like Fester said, where to go to meet women. That's good advice.
We don't want to help you at all, Andrew. That's the fact.
Andrew, you sound like a real bum.
Go
get your own girls.
Leave Andrew. What if he's laughing now at this content? All right. One last thing. I'm not going to read the whole email, but it's a nice, touching email from another listener, and it involves one of our clients. And this emailer and listener talks about his wife has been in very poor health, in and out of the hospital, and talks about caring for his wife. And this gentleman sends me an email that says, I currently have my car in for repair at Veterans Ford because of how highly you talk about their staff. And you are right. They are doing everything they can to make the experience better than other dealerships. Please thank the rest of your staff that make this show possible. He talks about how our show helps him in the tough times he's having with his wife and raising a 7-year-old kid. And then he talks about one of our sponsors, Veterans Ford, how his experience with their service department has been so phenomenal. So thank you, Veterans Ford. And folks, just a great relationship can be yours at Veterans Ford, whether you're buying a vehicle or you need service at Veterans Ford. I mean, that's a nice testimonial on how good their service department is at Veterans Ford.
Does this guy give his name?
The name is not on the email. I just have his email address.
Can you write him back and see if his wife has like a Latina sister who's looking for somebody? Maybe we can introduce her to Andrew.
Will you stop
and
it?
then it's a big symbiotic MJ Morning Show family.
Will you stop it? Hey, did you have any idea that Costco sells as much as $200 million in gold bars a month?
No.
Have you seen this? Did you know that Costco sells gold bars?
No clue. I didn't know that.
Candy?
Fester, go to Google.
Coins? Is it like the 10-ounce bar? Maybe is it big bars?
No, they're not selling 10-ounce bars.
I know.
Maybe 1 ounce. I think
1 ounce bars.
I think they're selling the little ingots. Is what they're doing. But Costco.
Oh, you're an ingot, all right, Froggy.
Costco is selling these 1 ounce little bullion bars that they're bringing in $200 million a month. So I guess, do you have to buy it on their website?
I'm on Costco.com. I see the ingot.
You see what?
You called it an ingot?
It's an ingot. You never heard the word ingot? You imbecile?
It sounds like an insult. It sounds like
it
so.
does.
1 ounce gold bar.
You're an ingot.
Swiss Lady Fortuna.
I had no idea.
The item is non-refundable. 24 karat gold limit, 1 transaction per membership with a maximum of 5 units. So I could buy 5 at one time.
You could buy 5 at one time. And listen, gold is like what, 20?
New high.
Yeah, gold's like what, $2,200 an ounce?
Yeah.
Go bring up gold. Just do a Google search for gold spot price. What is gold trade? I think it's like $2,200 an ounce.
Oh my gosh, up to $23.50.
$23.50.
It jumped up yesterday.
Yeah, gold. Well, we had the bad inflation numbers. So folks that were thinking that the Fed was going to cut interest rates next month, it might be delayed because inflation. What are they showing? 3.5% increase inflation. So inflation is not tamping down. So the stock market got whacked yesterday. If you check your 401k online, and gold went up yesterday, I guess. But I had no idea. Costco is selling these 1 ounce gold bars, these little ingots.
So places like Costco or Sam's Club, they have all kinds of things they sell, not necessarily in their store, but it's available to their members.
Like caskets.
Caskets, vacations, cars.
You can buy a coffin.
Yeah.
Let's buy a coffin for the show.
And you can even have the coffin delivered with rotisserie chicken inside.
Oh my God.
Coffin chicken's good.
I'll eat myself to death.
There you go. But I had no idea. Costco is selling as much as $200 million a month in 1 ounce gold ingots.
What's the price of them? Is it market price? Is it spot price?
I would imagine it's going to be a spot. Let's see, a 2% charge above spot. So
Okay.
they're
What is
charging. Spot is what the price is per ounce. That's what it's trading for on the market.
So today's $23.50.
is the spot price. So add 2% to $23.50, and that's what it costs to buy. And it's a member-only item.
Like
You can
40
only buy it if you're a Costco member.
$46.
Yeah, but I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
Well, that's why you listen to the MJ Morning Show for crap that you just did not know.
Wow.
All right, when we get back, speaking of money, I saw something about credit card debt. Now, Fester, I think you sent me this, and you said we should take some phone calls on this. On credit, am I imagining this?
Well, no.
You're looking at me like I've got like a penis coming out of my head.
Okay, well,
I wish.
I mean,
you give me this weird look.
MJTV viewership would be way up if you did have. No, as you were saying that, I was thinking about putting 5 gold bars on my credit card.
Okay.
Now we're talking about
All right.
credit card
No,
debt.
but did you send me? Yeah.
Credit card debt apparently is at an all-time high.
Well, but there's something else. All right, hold on. Credit cards, debt. We'll discuss this in a minute when we get back. Also, there's a little bakery that made some cookies, and they believe that one of the bakers lost something in the cookie dough that might be in somebody's cookie. So we'll discuss that coming up in just a matter of minutes. Oh, man, and there's an update. Remember the Maniac lady?
We cover a lot of Maniac
Well, hang
things.
on a minute. Let me finish the sentence. Remember the Maniac lady that was on the Spirit Airlines flight screaming her head off? And they had to remove her from the plane, and then she started yelling at the cops that, don't George Floyd me. Remember that? All right, there's an update on her, which we'll get to in just a bit. We're loaded, folks, here on the MJ Morning Show, and we're back in minutes here on Q105. Now, 105 MJ and Fester with Roxanne and Froggy. Hal Herman with a big song debut tomorrow morning around 7:45. Yeah, Froggy's Hal Herman with his new band and the first single to be released from Hal Herman. Froggy's not in the room now. I don't know where he is. But what's the name of the song, the first one? Have you heard about that or something? Oh, here comes Froggy.
Have
Froggy,
you heard about this?
what is it? Have you heard about this?
It's called Have You Heard About This?
The debut is tomorrow morning about 7:45. Hal Herman, folks, on the MJ Morning Show. Not Hal Herman headlines. Nope. Hal Herman's first debut single as Hal Herman. Yeah, here on the MJ Morning Show. So looking forward to that. All right, credit card debt and something else in just a matter of minutes. First, I was just looking at just some of the latest news, and I stumbled across kind of an update on the 20-year-old that jumped off of the cruise ship in Florida.
Oh, I read that. I saw that story.
But then I just saw an updated version that the father still thinks his son is alive.
How long ago was this?
Oh, it's days ago. It was last Thursday. It's a week ago. I don't think he's still alive floating in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that is...
But do you know the kid, 20 years old, the young man, the family's from Northport. So they're just south of the Tampa Bay area.
That's brutal.
Oh, my heart is just, I guess they got into an argument. There was some alcohol involved, and the 20-year-old son just jumps off of the railing of a Caribbean cruise ship.
That's not smart.
The Liberty of the Seas.
Liberty of deceased.
This was over in the Bahamas. The latest here from the New York Post, the father of the 20-year-old passenger who jumped off of a Royal Caribbean cruise ship last Thursday in a reportedly drunken, impulsive leap believes his son is still alive nearly a week later. Francel Parker, dad of missing Levian Parker, says he believes that his child, whom he called a master diver, is still alive in the waters off the Bahamas. As soon as he went off the side, I prayed over him. I was confident the prayers I said over my son were heard. I stand on the word of God. I believe he's alive.
Okay. Good on you.
The U.S. Coast Guard called off the search. This is days ago. He allegedly jumped off the 18-story high Liberty of the Seas around 4 a.m. last Thursday in front of his dad and younger brother after getting into an argument with his father. His father, Francel, runs an air conditioning business in Port Charlotte. They live in Northport. I mean, I can't even imagine what this family's going through. Now, he said that he wasn't arguing with his son and that his son was not trying to take his own life. I don't know why you jump off of an 18-story high cruise ship. That is like almost unfathomable, the size of these cruise ships. 18 stories high?
I mean, have you seen them? I mean, I was at the docks in Tampa down by Sparkman Wharf.
And we don't even get the big ones.
No, and we get fairly small ones here.
Yeah, because of the Skyway, some of the giant new massive ships, they can't fit under the Skyway.
But they had it docked right next to Sparkman Wharf, and I'm like, holy cow, the whole shadow is over the whole place.
You put your shadow over the ship?
You eclipsed it?
You eclipsed the ship?
The ship eclipsed me.
Okay.
Barely.
It's impossible.
Man, what a terrible story. But, I hate to dash this family's hopes, but I don't think their son is alive a week later floating in the Atlantic Ocean.
Could he have backstroke to an island or something, living Gilligan style?
Like an uncharted isle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cracking coconuts and eating iguanas?
I don't know.
Hanging with Wilson.
I don't know. Hey, I have a couple of Eclipse follow-up stories. We'll get to those in just a bit. But first, credit card debt. Yeah, this report came out yesterday that, first of all, credit card debt is through the roof, but there's another element here. The delinquency rates are the worst on record, meaning that more people are late in their payments with credit cards than ever before, right now. So people owe a fortune on their credit cards.
They're late paying the bill.
And then they're late. They're late with either minimum payments or whatever's due. You know, I don't know if we're going to get a whole bunch of people phoning in on this, but just out of curiosity, here at 9:07 in our final hour today on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, I'd like to maybe see if we can grab a couple of calls on this. You know, you don't have to use your name, or if you want to just use your first name. Question: how much do you owe on your credit card or credit cards? How much total credit card debt do you have, and are you delinquent? I would just like to put together some anecdotal evidence just from our listeners, you know, real people like you, and how much have you racked up in credit card debt, and how behind are you in making payments on your credit card, whether it's, you know, just the monthly minimum or whatever. All right, 800-990-1047. See if we can generate any calls on this. I wonder if, you know, anyone's going to be a little apprehensive about calling in. But again, if you want to stay anonymous, that's fine. Or if you just want to use your first name, that's fine as well. So the question is, how much credit card debt do you have right now? And then how delinquent are you? Are you delinquent? Because the word is, the reports are that the delinquency in credit card payments, it's the worst ever. In the history of credit cards, more people are delinquent right now. And this is according to a Federal Reserve study which just came out. 800, look, phones are ringing. Let's hit it. Bring up the screen.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have thought now would be the time for huge credit card amounts and delinquency. You know, I mean, after the...
Can you explain what you're saying,
well,
please?
Like, they were saying after...
What you
but just post-COVID, I don't know, man. I thought now people's attitudes toward credit has changed a little bit as far as being delinquent.
I think that the economy is maybe not as good as people think. Inflation, as shown yesterday by the latest report, inflation is still through the roof.
Our dollar isn't worth anything, is a better way to put it.
Well, you know, we had a story, a week and a half ago. Remember, $100 worth of groceries before the pandemic now costs you $137, right? Wasn't that the deal?
Yeah.
I saw a meme video on a social media platform run by the Chinese government, and they was talking about what $100 buys you over the decades. And like,
Chinese, what are you saying?
I saw something on TikTok that was a video.
So you're making it funny. How?
Well,
okay.
I don't know how funny.
Why
it
are you
was.
on TikTok?
Because I choose to share my information with
the Chinese Communist government.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
They know that I like day trading videos and twerking videos.
All right.
China, you got me. Anyway, and
you don't get it.
But there was a video on how, you know, in like 1900 you could buy like a house, and now you can't buy, 15 gallons of gas.
All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Couple of credit card questions for you. What do you owe on your card or multiple cards, and are you delinquent in payments? Dale in Tampa. Dale, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, MJ.
And folks, let me point out, hey, Dale, let me point out that this is where the cash kitty can really come in handy by trying to grab $1,000 at 8, 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3 and 5 p.m. every day. Dale, welcome, buddy.
Hey, good morning. MJ, I wanted to comment on this.
Oh, wait a second. I just said buddy. Didn't we have a story 2 weeks ago that if you say buddy, you're a douche? I'm sorry. I'm not.
That's why you're allowed.
I'm not a douche. All right, Dale, go ahead.
I know the struggle firsthand. I can tell you my credit score used to be in the 500s a long time ago, and it really sucks when you go somewhere and you fill out a credit app and they tell you no. But I can tell you, after many, many, many years of, of struggling, today my credit score is 816.
Oh man, that's 816 is ginormous. That's fantastic.
I have probably 10 credit cards. A lot of them are department stores. For example, Home Depot. My balance right now is $0, but every now and then, if I want to go buy a grill or whatever, you get the 0% interest for 12 months or 24 months.
Yeah, as long as you pay it off, use their money for free. But the minute you don't pay that card off within the prescribed period, that's when the interest rate starts whacking you.
And it's big time. I just recently had Best Buy, and my Best Buy card, if you pay the minimum payment, by the time you get to that promotion end, you're going to be behind. So
the $500 TV ends up costing you $17 million. All right, so Dale, are you delinquent on anything right now? No?
No, absolutely not.
Awesome.
I pay everything ahead of time.
And then what, again, I don't know if I missed it, what is your total debt on any of your cards right now?
Not including my 2 car payments, just on unsecured.
No, on credit cards. On credit cards, how much do you owe?
Right now, $400.
That's nothing.
All right.
Anyway, congratulations, Dale, on your exceptional 816 credit score. Have a great day. Wanda is in Newport Richie. Wanda, are you delinquent in credit card payments?
Yes and no. I don't know how to answer that. I'm $25,000 in debt.
How many different credit cards do you have that rack up that $25K?
It was redoing a whole kitchen, and I had 5 credit cards.
Oh, wow. So total of $25,000. And then the question is, are you delinquent? The feds say that there have never been more delinquent credit card payments than right now.
Well, I was up until 2 months ago when I did everything on a debt consolidation. And the only one I did not put on there was Kohl's. That was $800, which I just paid completely off.
Nice.
When I got my income tax check last week.
Nice. So Kohl's, you don't owe them anything.
Right.
All right, and then I would imagine going forward, you're going to be very careful so you don't rack the credit card debt back up, right?
Yeah, I had a daughter that helped raise some of it up.
Yeah,
Also,
put her up for adoption.
Yeah, I already did.
She's gone.
All right. Wanda, have a great day. Thank you. Brenda is in Palm Harbor. Brenda, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hey.
So I am the unicorn. I don't have debt, but I wanted to say something because I volunteer at a food pantry here in Palm Harbor, and 1 in 4 homes has unstable food supply. And I will say this. People pull up, and they're in 3-piece suits. They're driving, their brand-name cars. And you talk to them, and here's what's happening. They will not ruin their credit so that they can keep their mortgage, so that they can have the car to drive their kids or themselves to work. But when it comes to getting food on the table, there's nothing left for them to buy food with. And it's so scary because it's happening right here, like I said, in Palm Harbor, where it's the upper middle class, right? And the numbers are shocking. So I will put a shameless plug and say, please, if you can, give food to the Feast Food Pantry in Palm Harbor.
What's the name of it again?
Feast, like a feast.
Oh, Feast, Feast, the Feast Food Pantry in Palm Harbor. If you can donate to help people that need help.
Yes, because the numbers are alarming, and when school lets out and the kids are home, the shortages are massive.
Yeah, well, also the price of food, what we're paying now versus what we were paying a couple of years ago, the inflation has obviously smacked our food costs and our supermarket bills ridiculously. Brenda, thank you. Gary, a couple more calls here, Andrew, and I got to move on. But Gary is next in St. Pete. Hey, Gary.
Hey, MJ. I was diagnosed just before the pandemic with AFib. Was in the hospital and, of course, ran up a bunch of bills. Then after that, I was also diagnosed with prostate cancer. And from all of the bills from medical stuff that was not covered, racked up a ton of bills. And
do you have health insurance?
At the time, the company I was working for did not, because I was a 1099 worker.
Oh.
And
so you're a contractor or an independent contractor versus a W-2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
And it's just never been able to catch up. And
So what is your total debt? What do you have on the cards right now?
about 100,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's we're doing everything we can to try and pay things off and as we can. But
How's your health? Did you beat the prostate cancer?
actually, yes. Right now, my PSA is at 0.02.
That's very low. That's the most important thing is your health, Gary. I wish you the best. Thank you for listening. Andrew, last call on this. Andrew in Orlando. Again, if you're just tuning in, we just had an item here that the Fed says that there are more credit card delinquencies on payments than ever in the history of them keeping track. And we're just kind of asking, are you delinquent? What kind of credit card debt do you have? Andrew, go ahead. You're up.
Hey, good morning, MJ and the crew. I love you guys and ladies. I thank my dad for teaching me some good skills. My credit card debt right now is at about $320.
All right.
Wow, that's pretty damn low. And clearly you're not delinquent with a payment, right?
No, I just it was at about 500, but I made a payment.
Andrew, do you know how many people listening right now would love their total credit card debt to be $500?
Well, now it's I paid about $200, so now it's about $320.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But 500, 320, whatever. I mean, you're in pretty good shape.
Farting through silk, buddy.
pretty rich.
Andrew,
Rich.
Andrew, how old are you, Andrew?
I'm 59, and thanks for reading my email.
Oh, this is Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Oh, this is Andrew.
Andrew, you're looking for the Latina woman.
Oh, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I love your show. I realize you don't know me, but I'm actually a pretty cool guy. I was in the Marine Corps, so I had a really good, time in the service.
Tell you don't sound 59. You sound like you're like 35.
It's like Spicoli or something.
Yeah, I thought you were like 22.
Yeah.
Well, I drink a lot of water. I'm careful about what I eat, and I exercise, multiple times a week.
Well, listen, Andrew, I've got your email, and if a very interested Latina woman contacts me, I'll forward your email to them so maybe you can converse. Andrew, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Andrew.
What is that, Froggy?
He was just speaking to him in his language.
Oh.
I drink a lot of water.
I'm a pretty cool guy.
No, he sounds like a surfer dude.
I'm a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, no, listen, the guy sounds nice. He sounds a lot younger than he is,
Yeah, I
you know?
agree.
Really cool guy.
Yeah,
I
wow.
call radio shows for dates.
Will you leave him alone? Will you try to chase him off as a listener? Leave him alone.
Don't lie.
Come on. All right, listen to this. A bakery owner, this is a small bakery in Kansas. It's Sis Sweets Cookies and Cafe.
Sis.
Apparently, she believes that her $4,000 diamond ring fell off into dough and was baked into a cookie and sold in Leavenworth, Kansas.
Isn't that where the jail is?
It is, Leavenworth. That's like, military. Isn't it like a military prison? And
Federal prison or something? Or
Leavenworth? I just, hey, you're going
to Leavenworth.
You're going 20 years in Leavenworth. Yeah, but can you imagine that? I mean, if you're kneading dough or whatever, shouldn't you take your rings off?
You would think.
I don't want any ring mung trapped between the ring and your finger all in my sugar cookie, you know?
Oh.
Now, if I were going to visit somebody at Leavenworth, I'd want them to like bake in like a lockpick or something.
I'll tell you right now, the cake girl has never lost jewelry in her
No.
cakes, all right?
That's a rookie mistake.
But can you remember when I was a kid, I loved the Little Rascals. I loved Our Gang. And you remember when those little delinquents were baking that cake and they were putting like shoes and suspenders? You remember that old episode? Remember the cake was going... Remember the cake was making noises and it was gyrating and it was puffing out? There were like shoes and suspenders and belts and like metal pots baked in the cake. Hey, listen, I got to be honest. A $4,000 diamond ring in a cookie, that's a payday, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this lady is asking customers to please bite into their cookies carefully and to let her know immediately. First of all, if you bought cookies and you find a $4,000 diamond ring, I'll tell you right now, if it's Fester, there's no way that baker is getting her ring back.
You never see it again.
Yeah, because Fester is just not just a scofflaw, but you're a...
Dude, I'm not the only one. A bunch of people keep that ring.
You're a societal menace.
The finder, keeper, loser,
Yeah,
weeper.
There you go. So this woman is looking for her ring. Dawn Monroe, nicknamed Sis. That's why it's called Sis Sweet.
Cyst?
No, Sis.
Oh.
S-I-S.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's better.
So she said she noticed that the center diamond of her engagement ring, which she has not gone a day without wearing in decades, was missing last week. And she thinks that her diamond fell off into someone's cookie.
No.
Listen, diamond is one of the hardest surfaces known to man. That'll frig up your tooth. Can you imagine biting into a diamond?
Yeah.
You snap your freaking molar off? Then you got a lawsuit against her as well.
right.
Yes, Andrew.
Is there any chance this is a sales trick?
What, to buy more cookies because you might find a diamond?
No, this lady really lost her diamond. I don't think this is like a racket. Yeah. She had the big center stone and then the little like pave stones around the edges. And she's showing a picture of her, and she's wearing the ring, and the center diamond is gone. Tell you what, now she's in Kansas, but if you want to come over here, I'll hook you up with International Diamond Center. We'll hook you up with Keith and the whole team at IDC. We'll get you a new diamond for your ring here.
I was talking to the Leclercs. They do so much business across the country and around the world with people contacting them about diamonds. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll hook them right up. Can you imagine that? You bite into a cookie and you shatter a tooth because the lady's diamond is in your chocolate chip cookie?
No, I can't imagine.
All right.
I'm literally sitting here trying to imagine.
9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, it's the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. A lot of ground to cover. Oh, some Eclipse follow-up stuff, and you got to hear this. A couple of Eclipse follow-ups. We have an update on that maniac with the Sideshow Bob haircut that was on Spirit Airlines. Remember the lady going nuts? There's a follow-up. There's an update on her. We'll get to that coming up in just a matter of minutes here on Q105. If you are looking for a wonderful, world-class imported vehicle like an Audi... Kitty popping up again. Cash Kitty at 10 o'clock. Roxanne at 10 o'clock when she starts her midday extravaganza.
Yes.
Will have your next word. I have it right here. Should I just give it out early?
I think you should.
No, I won't. Roxanne has the next word, the 10 a.m. word for your shot at $1,000. Happens in 28 minutes at 10 o'clock. Give or take a minute or so. So stand by here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. We have an update on that. When I say Sideshow Bob haircut, you know what I'm talking about? You remember Sideshow Bob? Sideshow Bob was on The Simpsons, right?
Yeah, he was like the crazy, like pointy-haired, orange-haired guy who wanted to kill Bart all the time.
Was that it?
I don't think he had orange hair.
What color was Sideshow Bob's hair? Was it red?
I think it was red.
Wasn't Kelsey Grammer the voice of Sideshow Bob?
That's right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, dear Lord.
Did he say that?
Okay, Sideshow Bob has like a red,
Told you.
pointy afro-looking hair.
Told you.
That's that maniac on that Spirit Airlines flight that we play. This was out in Las Vegas, and they had a deplane everyone had to get off the plane. This lady was obviously having some kind of conniption meltdown, and she looked like Sideshow Bob. She had a Sideshow Bob haircut, from The Simpsons, and she's talking about the police trying to grab her and remove her from the airplane, and she was saying that they're doing George Floyd on her. I'm like, here's the...
And I do that with freedom. All I care about is freedom.
You're under arrest.
That's fine. I've been there before. I'm not scared. I've been there before. This is hurting my elbow. It's hurting my wrist. You're hurting me, Sheriff. You're hurting me, Sheriff. Why are you choking? I can't breathe. Why are you touching my leg? Why are you touching my leg? Why? I can't breathe. This is George Floyd.
And then she's like, this is George Floyd. All right. Well, the update is, why did they let her on the plane? She was growling and cursing at passengers in the waiting area. And as they were boarding on the jetway, she was exhibiting signs of looniness.
That's weird because that never happened. I've seen so many videos of if you even act kind of crazy and drunk at the airport, they're going to haul your ass away.
Well, I
it
realize
happens
that,
all the time.
I realize that her behavior is probably very indicative of the high percentage of Spirit Airlines customers.
Probably.
But no, but seriously, all kidding aside, her name, did we ever have the name?
I don't remember her name if we did have.
Lanica.
I would remember.
Lanica Bonita.
What?
That's La Isla.
La Isla. Yeah. Oh, Madonna.
Madonna was just here in town, and you had to butcher her song.
And why does she only care about freedom? There's so many other better songs George Michael did.
What?
Yeah. She says, I only care about freedom. I mean, did you know?
Got a monkey on your back is better.
Monkey on your back's a good George Michael song. Play her again.
The beginning. She's like, all she cares about is freedom.
I only care about freedom. And it's.
Can I do that with freedom? All I care about is freedom.
I mean, come on, give his catalog a little more thought.
I've been there before. I'm not scared. I've been there before.
Yeah.
This is hurting my elbow. Oh my God. Hurting my wrist.
I mean, does she not care about Careless Whispers?
I mean, how?
Let me hear it again.
I do that with freedom. All I care about is freedom.
Here we go. All she cares about is freedom.
I don't want your freedom.
Good song.
There you go.
Yeah, this is what.
Oh, this is Freedom 90. This is the remake.
Okay. Listen.
Hey,
this is the good stuff.
Andrew, do we have the original? I won't let you down. That was wasn't the one that started out with the drum kick? It was like boom, da na na do do do, right?
Yeah.
I don't want your free, right?
So
that was like a 1980s.
I'm a monkey on your back fan.
Dude,
talking about heroin.
What if she would have started yelling on the plane, I want your sex? You know, that was a big George
That was a
Michael
hot video.
I only care about I want your sex.
I do that with freedom. All I care about is freedom.
What about all I care about is jitterbug?
Yeah, give Wham a chance.
Wake me up before you go.
Hang around like a yo-yo.
I'll tell you, Wham did a heck of a Last Christmas.
Didn't George Michael have
Why
a song?
didn't you care about that?
Didn't George Michael have a song, Father Figure?
Oh, yeah, Father Figure.
1987, I was on the Tremonti Watts Night Show, introducing the top 5 at 9. Number 3.
Really?
Father Figure.
Back during...
What a dork. I used to call it Tom Steele Show.
Tremonti Watts! Right?
Yeah, it's Tremonti Watts, man. I got to meet him one time.
That's the
It was
difference between you
awesome.
and me and you. You called him, I called Tom Steele.
Hey, we're about to do the top 9 at 9 on the Hot Rockin'.
Q105.
Right?
Tremonti Watts was doing the night show. He's like, all right, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I think Tremonti Watts is no longer with us,
He
right?
has passed away.
Well,
yes.
Tremonti
R.I.P.
Watts, rest in peace. One of the fine Q105 personalities from yesteryear.
And amazingly, Tom Steele is still alive.
Q105. Q105. The best music. Q105. Q105.
All right, so that's the update. The woman was cursing and growling at fellow. Who lets somebody on the airplane? But I guess that's Spirit Airlines.
Spirit, baby.
That's Spirit. If you're growling and cursing at passengers, sure, here.
Come aboard.
Where's your boarding pass? Welcome aboard, Spirit Airlines. All right, a couple of follow-ups. What time is it? 9:39. All right, we got a couple of minutes here before we shut things down. And Roxanne, you're getting ready for the Cash Kitty at 10 o'clock.
That's right.
And yep,
Better clean out that litter box.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little
Scoop it.
full.
Yep. Cash
Pressure
Kitty
weight.
happens at 10 o'clock this morning. The next one for your shot at $1,000.
Oh, my God.
What?
Tremonti Watts died. He worked for WFLZ. He worked for Mark Chase.
That was before I got there,
Yeah, he died in 91. But
Oh, yeah.
Mark Chase-
91? Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
well, the
38 years old.
Power Pig.
Wow, give me more details about the history of Tremonti.
Tremonti Watts was a radio personality in Tampa Bay. Died in 1991. Program director Mark Chase from WFLZ. So
Okay, I've had enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Power Pig went on in 1989, and I got to the Power Pig in February of 94.
The Power Pig.
And I was only on the Power Pig for 1 year, because a year later, that's when they dropped the whole Power Pig moniker. All right, so a couple of eclipse follow-ups here.
Yes.
Hey, I've got 3 terrible ones and 1 really good one. So
Okay, let's start with the good one.
Okay. Really?
Okay. End on a terrible note.
All right. The good one is a New York City couple. They got engaged on one of those Delta Eclipse flights, which, by the way, people said they had a good time, but they said that viewing the eclipse from the Delta flight sucked.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
The sun's above
Well,
you.
you got to,
Were they jerking the plane?
Exactly.
Let's turn the plane sideways.
Yeah.
Like it's an Alaskan door that blew out. Yeah. You know what? That would have come in handy.
Right?
Alaska Airlines with the door blown out, you'd have a better chance like sticking your head out to be able to see the eclipse. Now, but the folks said they really did not have a very good view of the eclipse on those Delta flights that were, was tracking the eclipse. But hey, here's a couple. Neil Olbstein and his girlfriend Michelle Rosenblatt, both of New York City, they both are thrilled because he proposed to her on the eclipse flight. So that's a nice. So that's the nice story. That's the lovely, fabulous story. Now here are the other ones that are not good. Here's a woman out in L.A. stabbed her partner, pushed her kids out of a moving car.
Oh, I saw the story and I declined it.
She was terrified that the world was going to end on Monday during the eclipse. What did I tell you? I said the world is not going to end. But you had cuckoo, crazy, wacko, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs people out there that thought the world was going to end because of the eclipse on Monday. Yeah, so why didn't the world end during the eclipse back in 2017? Was a wire not hooked up?
What wasn't quite connected. It wasn't ready yet.
What was a wire? Come on. All right. So this person was a well-known astrology influencer. This is nuts. The mother who butchered her boyfriend and then pushed her kids out of a moving car before she crashed head-on into a tree on Monday was once a prolific astrologer who was terrified of the eclipse that was happening on Monday. And she believed that the eclipse would incite the apocalypse, or as Roxanne would say.
I can't say it.
Say it.
Apocalypse.
What was she?
She would incite the apocalypse. Apocalypse.
She was worried about what?
Apocalypse.
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 Oh my God, that's very good.
Yes. I just have to slow it down.
Also, you do not have a lisp. But when you say,
I know,
it sounds like you have a lisp.
Well, Fester accuses me of having a soft lisp.
She has a very soft lisp.
I've never heard that.
Listen more.
Anyway, she wrote in a tweet last week, wake up, wake up. Sounds like an MJ Morning Show sweeper. She wrote, wake up, the apocalypse is here. Everyone who has ears, listen. Your time to choose what you believe is now.
That would be a good morning show jingle.
And with that, Danielle Johnson, she hacked her partner and pushed her kids out of a moving car and then drove into a tree.
Wake up, everybody who has ears. It's your choice. Push your kids out the car.
And then we have this other story. This is out of the Panhandle. Where the hell is Holmes County? This is another one of these counties in Florida that I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's a Panhandle
But
county.
it's like up in the middle of the Panhandle, right? This nut job, this lady shot at 2 drivers because God told her to do so via the solar eclipse. Talon Nichelle Celestine, 22, left her Holmes County motel on Monday, told motel staffers that she was directed by God to go on a shooting spree in relation to the solar eclipse.
You want to talk about a county that doesn't have crap in it.
Oh, my God.
It's Holmes County.
Holmes County. Where is that?
It's a Georgia-Alabama area border state.
All right.
Alabama.
It's on I-10, and it misses every big city.
Wow. Anyway, so she's been arrested. She allegedly shot at a passing car several times, Male driver grazed by the bullet on his arm. Was hit with glass fragments. Finally, he pulled over to the shoulder, and Celestine kept driving. And then people called 911. They finally were able to pull her down. They tracked her down. They recovered an AR-15 and a 9mm from the Dodge Challenger that she was driving. And she was instructed by God to go shoot people because of the eclipse. What the hell's the matter with people? Oh, and then this is a follow-up. It's a shame. Remember the pediatrician from Long Island?
Yeah.
That what happened here? This is the story of the Long Island pediatrician that fell out of the Airstream trailer that she was riding in while her husband was pulling it with a Dodge Ram pickup. And they said that she flew out the side door of the Airstream trailer and she rolled out on the road still grasping the handle of the door. What happened? Did someone push her? What? But here's the deal. Guess what?
What?
They were driving from Long Island up to Niagara Falls to see the eclipse.
Oh, so they're driving Niagara Falls.
All right.
Froggy.
All right.
Oh, I thought that was
very good.
Froggy, that was absolutely awful. You want to deliver it one more time?
Oh, they're going to Niagara Falls.
All right, I shouldn't. That's terrible.
Right. Thank you for that.
I guess
that is absolutely awful. I feel awful. That's terrible. I shouldn't have done that. All right, 9:46 at the MJ Morning Show. What a terrible story. I feel so bad for that fan. How do you fall out of an Airstream trailer? Was she leaning against the door? Fester, you're in the RV
There's
business.
no seatbelt. It might have got jostled. She might have fell toward the door, and it wasn't closed
But she
properly.
was grasping the handle when they found her on the side of the road. Did she try to grab on at the last moment and then yank the handle off?
Maybe.
Looks like she couldn't handle the pressure.
Nice.
All right, Froggy, knock it off.
Going to Niagara.
I'm not going to give you another. No, you're not. You're not getting another one of those.
Oh, I got half one.
What? No,
Hal Herman tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Frog, go ahead. Give us the details on Hal Herman.
Tomorrow, Hal Herman's first performance ever. Hal Herman's rock band. It's going to kick ass. His first song is going to be. Have you heard about that?
No,
Have you heard about that?
Have you heard about that?
You don't even know the name. You don't even know the name.
And then possibly do a second song. Possibly.
You don't even know the name of the song.
With an intermission by Cajun Fester. So we'll see.
Hal Herman's first release, the first single off of Hal Herman's new album, tomorrow morning around 7:45.
Fester, I need my light machine. Can you bring that in tomorrow?
No, I broke it. I can order one off of Amazon. It'll probably get here by tomorrow.
That's why you don't let him borrow anything.
You didn't let me borrow it. I stole it.
Look outside the window. The wind's picking up. So we've got the front rolling through northern counties, 11 to 2 p.m. or so. You'll start getting the weather. And then for Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, and out toward Polk, 1 to 4 p.m. And then Sarasota, 3 to 7. So gusts maybe up to 50, 20 to 30 sustained. It's going to be like last Wednesday. We had that line. It's on a diagonal, and it should whip through pretty quickly, but we could have... Listen, we've got a flood warning for coastal areas in the Tampa Bay area, and you got a tornado watch in effect till later this afternoon as well. Folks, be safe today. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, and let's be careful out there.